There's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty giant. Ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the giant. Longest strides and the highest stride. Stronger than the rest. We're the greater Western Sydney Giants. And we're bigger than the best. And we will never surrender. We're thunder to the end. We're greater than the rest.
What a great song. My favourite song in the AFL. There's a little bit of a trumpet. Is that a trombone or a trumpet?
It's still the trumpets. Can it fly?
The kicks.
Second
Big sound.
We can't.
We can't copyright purposes.
We can't. We're pulling the pool up.
Oh my god.
GWS, we're getting
Wow.
absolutely around them. Straight
gonna
off
win
the
the
bat.
It's still in the background. I can't believe
It's
it.
still in the background.
They're going to win the grand final.
Should we just straight off the bat
Let's fucking do it.
call Jack Buckley?
Might as well.
All right.
I feel like we've given him
You guys pad for a second. I'm gonna,
may as well.
I'm
We
gonna-
actually call him Jack Buckley.
We're going to call him right now.
Well, I don't know what
my
he's doing. It's a Monday night. I think he's probably at home. He probably is himself listening to the GWS theme
Getting
song
ready
just to
for
pump
a
himself
prelim,
up.
baby. Do you understand that?
is.
He's getting ready for a prelim.
Collingwood, look out! I would hate to be
He'll be able to see
Collingwood
us.
right now. Nick
Straight.
Dacos, hey mate, welcome back. Stiff shit.
Why don't we
You're coming
call
up
Nick
against the
Dacos?
Giants.
Should we call Nick Dacos?
I don't have his number.
Come on.
Jack.
Oh, shit. There's a big, big sound from the west of the town. It's the sound of the mighty giant. Sorry, that.
Yeah, all
A
right.
little bit carried away.
Hey mate, how are you?
Now, I've got no audio. I can't hear him. Why can't I hear him? Can we please turn him up?
There
I'm
we go.
puffing.
Jack.
No, I don't. I don't have him in my ears.
I think he's muted himself.
No, he hasn't muted himself. We're going to figure this out. This is new technology for us, Jack. He can hear us,
Hey,
clearly.
can you hear us? Shake. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He can hear us.
Okay,
mate.
great.
Firstly, while we obviously are
We'll
waiting
talk
for
to
you,
you.
yeah, we'll talk to you for a brief moment. Congratulations.
Yes.
Firstly, massive. Up the mighty Giants. I mean, it was this time. I don't think. Actually, we had been drafted. Were you there in 20? When did they make the grand final?
2019.
2019. Yeah, you were there. We had been drafted at that point, and I remember vividly running through the streets of Melbourne with the Greater Western Sydney Giants song screaming at the top of my lungs, pissed as a newt at fucking 10 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, I heard something. I think.
Oh, hello?
Jack?
You got me?
Yes!
There we go. Anyway, I was pissed last time GWS were in the premiership. I'm going to be pissed again when you're in the premiership next week.
This isn't about you just yet.
But now all of a sudden, my friend is playing, and there is a big, big sound.
How are you, Jack Buckley?
I'm great. And the great man just won a Sandover. So for all I care, it's all about him at the moment.
Yeah.
It is. That's a
cheers,
very
mate.
good point.
We'll get there later.
Yeah, we will
I'm
get
sure
back to
we
that
will.
in a little bit. But before we do, we know you're up a little bit later than usual. No, maybe not. You're just sitting on the couch. Mate,
He's
how
on his
was
gaming
it?
chair.
How was it? Big game at Adelaide
Yeah, exactly.
Oval. How was it, mate?
Nah, it was a special night. It was as good as it gets. I think the sort of hostile crowd you get over there at Adelaide Oval, it's something we love because, you know, when we're on the road, we do have a great pocket of fans that travel, and so at the end of the game, it's good to celebrate with them. But it's nice to hear it go a bit quiet later in the game, and then especially in the final, it's extra special.
Well, there's obviously no big, big sound over there, but there was a very quiet sound, as you just said. You jumped them early, got out of the blocks, and then were flying. My only concern, as was the game the night before, the rude opportunities of the Melbourne Footy
so
Club.
nervous.
I started to get nervous when the opportunities were missed. Now, obviously,
As a
as a backman, you don't care.
No, he does care.
Well, he doesn't kick goals because that's not something backmen do. So you just look from afar. What was going through your head when the boys just kept missing and missing and missing and missing?
Yeah, well, Scully would know this. As a backman, when you're about 100 metres away from the ball, you're riding a set shot like your life depends on it. And it's something you unfortunately have no control over. And so sometimes it's hard to watch, especially when there's a few missed ones in a row. But, I mean, when big Jake Riccardi lines up 45 out at the junction and you just sometimes you just know. And with that one, I was like, I think he's just going to put this through. And Ricker loves watching the behind the goals vision on a Monday to see my reactions, because behind the goals, I'm in 100 metres away, just running around. I'm airborne, fist pumped, like I've just kicked it.
And what did you do when he kicked that one?
I ride it. What's that, sorry?
What did you do when he kicked that one? Were you up and about?
That one, I think that was just like the mid-air fist pump. Like just the
Cristiano Ronaldo
just
style.
sort of,
just jump up and give it a
I'm sort of running, and then I veer off on a turn, like I'm turning the crowd after I've just jagged one.
Who are you celebrating with there? Just yourself?
Himself, mate. He's a fullback.
Just myself, and then I'll eventually catch Sammy and Connor Iden, who are the other last line defenders down there, and
of course, mate.
We'll have a laugh, and then we'll huddle together and pretend we're talking about something productive, and then get back to it.
Now, Jack, I've got to say, I'm assuming you've had the backline meeting today, and if it went for 30 minutes, 25 of those minutes were going through how Sam Taylor saved a goal with his calf, and how you fingertipped one as well. Like you boys were, you boys were bloody on, weren't you? You were.
Yeah, well, Sammy's got the nickname Octopus. He's had it for a while now. In terms of just he's got tentacles going everywhere. So the calf has only added to the legend of that, because that's got to be one of the first times I've seen that. Like I was laughing watching on the big screen the score review, and then my one. It's funny when you know you've touched it, but you just don't know if they're going to pick it up on the footage.
Yeah.
So I was just praying they would, and luckily enough, the score review did its job.
Like they couldn't question Jack Buckley's integrity. Like it's not something you'd probably do from the arc. I saw you put your hand up, touch. I was like,
what's the point of going to the arc? Yeah. Now, mate, it's obviously been a couple of weeks since the greatest individual achievement in football has been announced.
Yep. Still buzzing.
Yeah, still buzzing, of course you will. And I don't think that'll ever stop until you go back-to-back next year. But the question that I'm asking myself, and I feel like everyone here is asking the same thing, what's the talk been? I mean, finals, obviously you're playing a prelim, but like, what's the internal talk been about the BackChat Backman of the Year?
Yeah, I just had a couple blokes look at me a bit differently afterwards, Like,
of course.
People say when they win a Brownlow that night, you got Fifey posing shirtless, and I came in the next morning, I was, there was a definite chest out. I was thinking, unfortunately, King I don't think he listens to the podcast, so he didn't swing by and say, unreal achievement, mate. But there was a whole bunch of blokes who rightfully got around me for the best personal award in footy.
You wouldn't believe it. We were in Sydney last week before
weekend,
your game. You boys were flying out. Must have been on a Friday. We were having a nice little coffee, Dan and I. Who do we get bumped into by? But a couple of strapping young lads in GWS uniform in Lockie Whitfield and Jesse Hogan.
Yeah.
First thing Jesse Hogan says is, you guys the guys that give the Defender of the Year award away to Jack Buckley? That was the first thing he said, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. And then he tried to sell us UFC tickets.
Also did.
He would just be spewing that he has to train on Bucks every week. That'd be what hurts him. In match sim in training, the kid doesn't get a kick. No wonder he goes out there and is dominating this year. He's had the best fullback in the comp playing on him.
Prelim final week, mate. Anything changing for you boys, or still along for the ride?
Nah, just same old, really. We're used to sort of going on the road, so it's a pretty quick turnaround this week. We flew back on Sunday and we're flying down on Thursday. So, you pack the bags and then you're almost packing again in a few days, and we're really used to that. So, I mean, literally sort of nothing changes other than just the excitement of playing a bloody prelim at the MCG on a Friday night in front of 90,000+. So,
what's the buzz been around?
That's the stuff you dream of.
What's the buzz been around the place? Like, are the fans coming out of the woodworks, or what are we talking?
Yeah, well, I think the great thing about our club is it's just really sort of tight-knit, like family feel. So it's just the sort of same faces you see all the time. And then same with the members. You actually sort of recognise a lot of them, which I think is pretty unique, but something I really love about the club. So as always, plenty jump on at this time of year when you're going well, and I think we're getting a few other fans from other teams, and I did have a lot of people send me the Scully Twitter profile pic, so that gave me a big boost before the game.
Yeah, huge, mate.
It's a good time of year.
It gave me a bit of a boost, to be honest.
Yeah. It gave me a backus. No question about it.
I reckon I would have thousands of followers came my way. Yeah, it was a great pick.
Last one for me, Jack. You're sitting in a pretty gnarly gaming chair. What's going on back there?
No, this is just the IKEA sort of. I did have a gaming chair, and then I sort of thought like I'm almost 20, like I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
I think I had to get rid of the racing like gaming chair sort of.
Max Verstappen.
So I kind of went for a bit of. I'll give you a look.
Yeah,
Yeah,
give us a
please.
look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, mate.
Oh wow,
Oh, yeah,
ergonomic.
A bit of mesh.
Like
Obviously,
it's
Yeah,
practically still the
breathability.
same purpose. It's not for
It's a chair,
it's
mate.
not for
Yeah.
study. It's more for gaming. But you know, it's just a better look for the sort of brand that now I'm an older guy.
Of course.
You
mate.
at least look like an adult now. You got last
Yeah, mate. I
question?
got one more thing for you. Obviously, Jack and I go a long way back,
Yes.
and I'd just like to take you back, JB, if I could, to our backyard in Sandringham. Joel Crocker in the backyard.
Joel
Joel
Crocker,
runs, but
yep.
he can't. We were shit kicking around as I think 6 or 7 year olds.
Wow.
And now all of a sudden, my best mate's playing on the MCG in a prelim final. I just don't believe it. Is it a pinch yourself sort of thing? Like you got drafted from, you played rugby at school because you moved to Sydney. You played basketball. You got back into footy, and now you're the best fullback in the comp. And you're playing on the MCG on a Friday night. Is it like I'm pinching myself still?
Yeah, well, I mean, over the last few days since the semi-final win, there's just sort of moments where you're going about your sort of day-to-day life, and you just sort of think, holy shit, like, you know, I'm playing in the prelim on Friday. And then you sort of just, you forget about it and you keep reminding yourself. And when you get those little reminders, it is a bit of a pinch yourself moment because it's certainly something you just dream of as a kid and sort of playing in front of those huge crowds and for a chance to play in a grand final. I mean, everyone's going to say it, but it's truly, I mean, I can't sort of describe the feeling. And it's actually funny. I saw Joel Crocker. He was at the membership sign up. He was there for doing some work for Whatability.
He's jumping on
signing
board, is
autographs,
he?
and all of a sudden Joel Crocker pops up. Oh, Joel runs, but he can't.
He just won a grand final, I think, for the Lions in the GRSFL or something. Joel Crocker, so good on him.
He's a bloody mercenary at the moment. He just goes and wins flags all over the country.
Yeah, won one in Darwin. Now he's winning one in the country league.
Is this fuck you, Joel?
No. That's Joel. This is Joel Crocker, who's Darren Crocker's son, North Melbourne.
Shout out to Croc.
Yeah, shout out
Shout
to
out,
Croc.
Croc. We're going to finish it off, Jack. We know we'd love you to get to bed. A couple of hours difference over there. Hamish Brayshaw, your good mate, just won the Sandover. Maybe a message to Hamish for the fans. I mean, what a man.
I mean, firstly, one of the all-time great men, and I'm glad he's finally got the platform for everyone to see the other side of him. He's just he's just value in every sense, and to see the guy win a Sandover, I think I borderline shed a tear, and I think so did everyone else that know him, because everyone just wants to see the great man succeed, and to see him doing that on and off field and see the great man with a big smile on his face, it puts one on mine. So he's my best mate for a reason, because he's just one of the all-time characters. So
bloody
I love the
Gee whiz.
podcast. I love him, and I love Scully and Dan too. So
fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Well,
Tell you
here's to
what,
Jack
I've got some
Buckley,
tears
hey?
in my eyes right now,
Yeah,
boys.
here's to
Bloody
Jack
hell.
Buckley. Well, mate, I will be more than happy to clink my Sandover with your premiership medal in 2 weeks.
Oh boy.
If that happens,
And the Norm.
And the Norm Smith
And the
somehow. The
Norm.
Norm
Oh,
Smith.
my
And the
God.
BackChat Backman of the Year
I'll
award.
go get Boots' Norm Smith that he stole off me, and then we'll
Yeah,
get down
and then
here
we'll
and
clink
clink
it.
them all
Done.
together. Good luck in the prelim, mate. Advice that I wish I got before prelims. I played in 3, lost 1, won 2, lost a grand final, won a grand final. Just fucking win, please, because although playing in prelim's a great thing, winning them's a lot better than losing them. So just go and win, please.
Best advice. See you, mate.
I'll take your word as gospel, Scully. So I'll take it on board.
Get that
See you,
fist,
mate.
the golden fist,
get the
baby.
fist out, mate.
Cheers.
See you, mate.
Sound from the west of the town. See you, mate. Sound of the mighty God.
What a fucking champion
wow.
Jack Buckley is.
God, he's a good fella, isn't he?
Look at that. This is, I want a bit more of this in the pod next year. I know we come towards the end of the AFL season, but
Yep.
5-minute sessions. He's on his gaming chair, pretending he's an adult. He's got his IKEA set up. I like it. I like him.
it was a big sound, and you're not going to get any better than him.
Can we just transition a little bit into talking about the Sandover?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that be
Straight
all
sure.
right?
Yeah,
Because-
I don't have it on me.
Can you? You don't have it
I
on.
don't have it on
on.
me, no. I unfortunately
Mate,
don't just walk around
Because I was
town.
going to say, I've got my broken... Got my code sport and BackChat best overall online performer.
I've
program.
got my broken. This is what is going on with our trophies?
We bought our shit in, mate.
Yeah,
where's
well,
yours?
it's the best achievement outside of football, and this is in football. So no, it's at home. It is in my room. I've got a picture frame saying congratulations on your debut from West Coast, which I got 3 years after I debuted, and I have got my medal hanging up on the corner of that picture frame.
Mate,
Thank
I
you
haven't
very
seen
much,
you.
mate. Yeah, thank you.
Fucking well
I'll give
done.
Thank you.
Another
Yeah.
one. There
Thank
you
you.
go.
Holy shit.
Tell us about the night.
Wait, before he does,
Yeah.
can we tell our side? So we've been desperately trying to get to the Sandover.
God, it would have been good.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I've been saying he's going to win it like since halfway through the year.
Yeah, for ages.
Like I'm like he's
We've
going
gotta
to win
get
the
there.
Sandover. We have to
Yeah.
get. They wouldn't give us a +1. They gave me a ticket.
yeah, for all of your work at the Waffle this year,
Heaps
which
of work.
is
Absolutely zero. And they wouldn't give me a +1, so I canned it. I wouldn't have been able to go in the end anyway. But I will say we picked this.
absolutely.
You
We
did.
picked
You might have done it, but we picked
Mate,
it.
I didn't watch 5 hours of Mark Reddings on the
It's the
friggin'
longest
stream
count ever.
Yeah,
for
it was a
nothing.
Tell us about the night, mate. Tell
Yeah,
us about
absolutely.
it. Tell us
It
about
actually, well, it worked pretty well. It worked
a
in
pretty
my
big day
favour
for
in the
you.
end. Massive day for me. So
I saw you on every media
Yeah, I was
platform
on,
in the
well,
world.
so my
Because
day
on
was,
Monday we did the back chat
Yeah.
that morning,
Yeah, shoulder footy cast.
yeah,
and
mate.
then
And then
back chat.
BackChat.
Yeah, mate. So the way my day works is, I may as well go start to finish. I have to write an article for the West.
Yes.
I typically do that either Monday morning or Sunday night. This was Monday morning. It was an easy one because I was writing about Angus, so smashed that out in probably an hour. Came here, did the Shelter Footy Cast, stayed on, did BackChat.
Yeah.
From that, I went to, by the way, Shelter was trending for a bit there, wasn't it?
Oh,
Anyway, we'll get
yeah.
to that later.
We will.
Um,
That was excellent.
It's sensational stuff. So from that, so I had my suit picked up from the dry cleaners. I went from here to
Must
pick
be
it up
nice.
from the dry cleaners. Must be nice. A1 Dry Cleaner Scarborough.
Your suits.
Just
Iron
look
them.
at him. Look at him. And,
Don't even wash them. What are you doing to your suits to get
Wash
them dirty?
your suit.
What are you doing to them?
Wash your suit.
you don't wash your suit. do you?
Exactly. No, that's what I mean. Like, what are you doing to your suit that's needing them to
Or
be
you're
dry
getting
out,
pissed
bro.
in them. You're pouring beer on them. You're hugging people.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Please
anyway.
continue.
A1
Anyway.
dry cleaning Scarborough. Shout
Yeah,
out
shout out
A1.
to A1 Dry Cleaners. Anyway, so got them clean, got the suit clean, picked it up, and then I had to go to. I had some media commitments during the day, and like in hindsight now, it was a little bit suspicious that all these because people know who wins beforehand. Skeet did the
Skeeter
Shelter
knew.
Footycast with me before. The people knew, like people know. Anyway,
You were on everything. I was not here 7, 9, 10.
I got
Shut
called
up.
by Channel 10 like 2 days before, being like, "Hey, can you come in and do something before the Sandover?" I said, "Yep." Skeet called me like, "Hey, mate, Channel 7 want to do a live cross with you from Crown." I said,
Great.
"I've got work, mate. I can't, but I can come in during the day." So I went from here, picked up a suit, went to Channel 10, did a thing there, went to Crown, and it's 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'm in my suit.
I was going to say, I saw this and I was like, this is daytime. Why are you in your
Yeah,
suit?
so they were like, "Can you put the suit on?" And I was like, "Fuck, okay." Put my suit on, did the thing. Went to Crown, put the suit on, did the thing, and then I went to work. So AFLW.
With the suit on, or
What time did you get to
took
work?
the
Like
suit
4
off.
p.m.
No, I got to work at like. I got to work at probably 1 o'clock. So, and we were it was a review day for AFLW, and we had just lost to Gold Coast by significant amount, nearly 80 points. So it was a terrible day at the football club. Went in there and was doing my individual reviews, doing the team reviews, doing all this sort of stuff.
Were you in your tux still?
No, I was in my work kit, but it came time for the
suits back at the dry cleaners because you want one.
of course.
Shout out. Scarf.
So,
Shout out A1.
Shout out A1. So I am in normal work clothes and have got it's team meeting, line review. I was going to leave. The team meeting, Mick had said, our coach said, "This is a really tough review. We're going to have to be some real honest conversations. This might go a little bit longer than it normally does." I said, "Mate, that's fine." Sandover started at 7. That went a little bit longer, and I had to do my review as well. But I was clipping the mids for being average, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't do this in a suit because it seems jovial." So like, because my plan was to like come in at my tux, do the review, and then shoot. But I was like, I can't. This seems like I'm taking the piss.
There's one guy in a suit.
Yeah, I have to,
Tuxedo as well.
I have to be proper here. So anyway, I've gone in. We've done the review. I leave. I get a call from some lady from the Waffle Commission being like, "Channel 7 are waiting here for you to do like take some photos and do another thing." And I was like, "I've already done something with them." They're like, "Oh, they want you again." I was like, in hindsight, again, suspicious. But I was like, oh, I'm leaving now and it's 20 to 7. So I was like, I'll be there at 6:55.
Yes.
And they were like, yep, no worries. Get there, do the thing, take some photos. I get in there as the doors close. So I am sober as a judge, sitting at the table, and it's table service. So there's not beers humped in the middle. It's like the people have to come out and bring you drinks, which for me in the end worked well because I couldn't just go smash and get myself hammered. Anyway, by the time the count started, I'd probably already had maybe 10 or 12 beers because it was a long night. They had the welcome, the 4 Hall of Famers, the legend, all this stuff in between.
Colts banner, Colts mark of the year, Colts
umpire of the year.
Umpire of the year.
Anyway, it was like
boundary umpire of the year.
Volunteer of the year.
It was a long night.
You saw it all.
I watched the entire thing.
It was a long night until the count. So from 7 to 10. So here's my night sitting on the table. We got knocked, like we said to probably 5 people beforehand, hey, could we please get a beer? Our table had run out of beers. We found this, like 5 people, yeah, no worries. No one came back. We found this one lady, and one of the guys on the table said, hey, can we just get a couple of beers? We've been knocked back by a few people, and no one's coming. Oh, sweet, no worries. She basically ran, and this lady brought us back beers, and she was our woman for the night. Just kept coming back, kept feeding us. How many do you want? 6? Yep, no worries, bang, came back. So anyway, we had basically beers on tap, which was great. By the time it got to the count, probably 10 o'clock, the seal had been broken. I was ducking out after every Hall of Fame speech and like needing to pee. And then it was, all right, 10 o'clock, the count starts. And it's like, fuck.
10 o'clock,
10 o'clock, the count starts. Yeah. My mum and dad were awake watching in Melbourne at midnight. The count hadn't started. So anyway, count starts. Rounds 1 to 5, they do the highlight package.
Scully's in that one.
Scully's in that one.
No, just in the highlight package.
That's
That's fucking disappointing, I would have thought.
Yeah.
We
Rounds 1 to
did lose
5.
by 100.
Rounds 1 to 5, I polled 5 votes. And I was like, that was going into the night, I knew my season. I started reasonably well, had not a lean patch, but had a little lull, played well, had a lull, finished well. So I was like, I expected to poll about that in the first 5. Break, I went pissed, came back, highlights package for the next round.
What were the urinals like?
Great.
Yeah,
At Crown, beautiful urinals, beautiful facilities.
Cakes or no soap?
No cake.
Nah, you know the little things with like the pads with the dimples in them? Yeah, that was what I was pissing on. Anyway,
like sponge almost.
No splashback, beautiful. Yeah. Anyway,
rounds
5 to 10, they absorb it. It's weird. Rounds 5 to
too.
10, I didn't think I would poll very well, and polled 5 votes.
Right.
And so
in the game. Best on.
No. So there's 3. It's a 3-2.
3-2-1 process. Yeah.
So I polled 5 out of 5 games, and I was like, that was a bit unexpected for me. We lost a couple. I mean, I felt like I played okay, but didn't play as well as I thought I could have, and still polled a couple of votes. And so at the halfway point, because I knew I finished pretty well, and at the halfway point, I was 4 off the leader, Milan Murdoch didn't play a lot of the back end of the year. So I was like,
he came steaming out the
he went like a German band.
But you had him covered.
I was like, I think I've got you covered because you don't really finish the season. And so with 10 rounds to go, halfway through the season, I was like, I'm a real chance.
Really?
I was like, I didn't think I was going to win at that point, but I was like,
did you start thinking, why did everyone, start thinking then? I've done a lot of media today.
At that point, I was like, geez, this is like, I'm a real sniff here. Anyway, rounds 11, 12, 13, I poll 3, 3, and 3.
Wow.
So I'm all of a sudden...
Yeah, back to back. It was huge.
You were up and about.
Yeah, I was up and about.
I'm leading after...
H. Brayshaw,
I'm 19 votes. So it gets to the 15 round... I go 0-0 after that. But I get to 15 round mark, and I am 19 votes. And so I'm leading by 3 at that point, or 2 at that point, maybe 3. And I knew that I finished... Like, I had a couple of bad games, and then I knew that I finished pretty well. And I was like, shit, I'm doing pretty well here, I think. And then
you're leading.
I'm leading. Yeah.
You're going well.
But
anyway,
weren't you leading at the same point last season?
I was leading at the same point the time before, and then shit the bed. But I knew that I'd finish better than last year. Anyway, rounds 10 to 15, that was that, and I was there. Anyway, they broke, instead of doing 15 to 20, they went 15 to 18.
Yeah.
So they showed some highlights, 15 to 18, and I polled 0-0 and then 1. I got 1 vote in round 18. I had 20 and 2, and we lost, and I was like, okay, that's
pretty good.
I'm happy with the vote there. I didn't think I would get one. They interviewed me at round 18, and they interviewed Luke Meadows at round 18, sorry, and I was, at that point, I think I was like 7 votes clear of him and a couple of votes clear of someone else. I was 2 votes clear of everyone at round 18. And then they played the highlight package. And at that point, I knew. So my last 2 games of the season, round 19, I had 28-3 against West Coast. Wow. And round 20, I had 37-1 against West Perth. And so at that point, the seal had already been broken, so I needed to pee. And they played the highlight reel, and I was like, at that point, I was like, I think I'm going to win this. I need to pee real bad.
Wow.
So they started playing highlights, and I just got up and ran out. And I was like, I need to pee so bad. And came back, they were still playing highlights, and thank God I did, because
long highlights package.
Well, it was quick in and out.
Quick pee.
We were right near the door, and the toilet was there, so it was not that long. Anyway, came back in, just finished the highlight reel. I needed at that point. So West Perth went before us. Luke Meadows was, I think, maybe 6 or 7 votes off. He was a few votes off me, but didn't poll enough. So didn't poll enough to get within striking distance. So I think he might have been. I think the next best was 2. We the last round to be called in the round 19, from memory, and I was 2 votes clear of the next best.
Yes.
And so I needed to poll 1 vote to guarantee I would win.
At least a draw.
At least a draw.
Yeah.
It needed to be 1, and everyone on the table knew it. We had lots of East Perth people there, and then it was. We played West Coast, 1 vote, someone, 2 votes, someone, 3 votes, H. Brayshaw. Well, this is the last round. So that's me actually winning it. And then it came into round 20, and I couldn't lose. And everyone was celebrating, and we knew we were going to get up. The cameras were there and filming, and it went 1 vote whoever, 2 votes whoever, 3 votes H. Brayshaw. And the crowd, everyone on our table, I'd already knew, so we were already laughing and clapping, and I was shitting myself knowing I had to get up. I wasn't pissed, which was good because I hadn't started early, but had to
just had the 15 beers.
Yeah, had to shake a few hands, gave a few hugs, and I was like, "Fuck, I couldn't believe it." Walked up on stage, still sort of, and I saw Skeet, and I was like, "I was with you this morning, mate. You're a fucking animal. I knew you."
Because he would have given you nothing.
He gave me nothing this morning. Yeah.
Do you know? I texted him about 10:30 before the countdown started. I was like, mate, this is a long show.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Wrap it up,
Can
Skeeter.
you please tell me if Hammer wins this? Because it determine whether I watch it or not. And he texts back you'll be very intrigued by the result of the count.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man. That doesn't give me anything.
Yeah. Anyway, got up there, said hello, said my stuff and did the speech and whatever.
Did you have a speech?
God, no.
Did
No,
nothing?
nothing prepared, winged it.
You must have started thinking about something you're not just sitting there I'm going to win it. I'll just make up what I'm going to say. You must have started thinking at some point, I'm going to say thank some people.
I knew I had to thank some people. As well, when
I'd back you in fully, clearly, off the cuff.
Yeah,
but.
I went relatively off the cuff. Knew I had some people to thank and thanked them, but
Miss anyone?
No, I don't think I missed. I missed the umpires actually.
Miss BackChat.
Did I miss BackChat?
Yeah,
I mean, realistically, the umpires are the only people you should have thanked.
Yeah, I did. I don't think so. Yeah, I did miss.
Did you think
umpires.
BackChat?
No, I didn't thank BackChat because you guys weren't there.
Would you like to thank us now?
I'd love to thank BackChat for all the things you guys have done for me.
Great.
We got you. Just fucking. I will say, we got you on Fat Chat to finish the season.
Yeah, you actually
true.
did.
So
That's true.
we got you off the piss.
Yeah, got me off the piss.
You've
and got me-
dominated
yeah.
the back end. So there is some sort of
Yeah.
thanks to BackChat.
Credit to
Fat Chat,
actually
Jared.
thank you to BackChat, to Fat Chat, to Jared. Got pretty quickly whisked off stage through some media stuff, but as I was walking out there, I text Andrew. So Andrew and Caleb Sarong have done this thing for the last few years where they have dinner at Nobu the night before the Doig Medal, and they all stay at Crown.
Right.
So Andrew was there. And so I text Andrew being like, mate, I've just won, come here. He sent me back a photo, and I'll send you the photo. It says, they were all watching the stream in Nobu, and it says, all rise and share a toast for the winner of the Sandover Medal, Hamish Brayshaw. And him, Caleb, and their 2 partners are standing up in Nobu, just
You're kidding.
cheersing each other.
Do I have
So
a vision of
good.
that?
I'll get you a photo
I
of it.
wouldn't mind saying something like that.
That's good.
And then they've sprinted over, and Andrew's like, "Where are you? I'm at the carpet." So I saw him there, and then we went over to Crown. We had beers. It was awesome.
What a night.
It was a
You
great
That sounds
night.
extreme.
Can we just give a round
Yeah,
of applause for
round of
our fucking Sandover bloody medalist?
Mr. Sandover.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, that's
It's broken now. Fuck,
Oh,
man.
shit,
Trophy's
that's
done and dusted now. I woke up because, like you said, so I was in Melbourne, in Geelong.
It was 2 a.m. when it finished.
Mate, I was watching the stream for a bit, and there was literally thing after thing. The count. I was like,
Interview.
wrong night. I was like, definitely wrong. And I fell asleep watching it, and then I woke up in the morning, and I don't know, there must have been the official Waffle thing. And I was like, I think I texted you. I was like, he's fucking won it, has he?
Yeah.
And then I got on the BackChat page and
Yeah.
streamed it all. Great effort streaming it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we-
massive effort from you. Thank you
yeah.
very much. I'm
No,
sure
that was it was fun. It was actually fun considering Skeet was right. The count was
Intriguing.
actually pretty fun and intriguing, and we got around it. So off the back of that, just quick shout out. We've gone full steam ahead. GWS, Sandover, bit of chat.
Yes.
Fleet Network, of course, powering the podcast. For 2023,
of course.
shout
Yeah,
out
thanks,
Fleet
guys.
Network, Frank Agostino, Gareth Gibberson, and all the boys over there looking after us over at BackChat.
So Fleet Network,
Yeah.
proud partners of a preliminary finalist defender in Jack Buckley.
Of course.
Proud partners of the Sandover medalist.
Of course.
Yep.
Like proud partners of BackChat.
BackChat,
too.
yeah.
Obviously. I'm not sure how
The main
much we
thing.
can give you boys and girls
Yeah,
at Fleet Network. Like we're providing the goods here. They are, and
they are too.
You know what? They are too.
I can't find that photo. I'll find it for you another
That's
day.
right. We'll get it
I'll
soon.
have it for you next week.
So you went from quite a high to then, in a positive sense, winning the Sandover, to then I saw at one point on Twitter throughout the week, Hamish was just trending,
Yeah, I was
in
trending.
Australia.
trending.
How did that go down? Because
Hilarious,
you were
mate.
talking Maynard
Let's talk
via
social
your brother.
media beefs.
Well, not via your brother,
Yep.
but the incident.
I think Scully copped it more than me in the end.
I chose that though. I woke up and chose to do that.
You chose violence.
Yeah.
No, mate. I went on here and said some things in the heat of the moment about the fact that potentially, allegedly, the AFL want Collingwood to win a grand final, and
I've spoken to many people that would know the answer to that, and you couldn't have been more spot
Well,
on. You don't have to say
I
it.
don't have
You
to
don't
say
have to say
much.
it again. I'll tell you right now. I've spoken to plenty of people that know that said spot on Hamish Brayshaw. Thank God someone said it again. You don't have to say
well,
it.
I mean,
I
I'm
will.
not saying it, but that's not me saying it. That was Scully, by the way. But someone said to me, I didn't say this, by the way. This is not me saying it. Someone else had mentioned.
You're just
it to me.
saying something else.
I'm saying something that
said.
someone else had said,
Yeah.
but Christensen apparently, not from my point of view, was a Collingwood guy, and so is Gleeson. But I'm not saying that from my point of view. Someone else is
Oh,
saying
I
it.
said that on Twitter. Jeff Gleeson's a Collingwood supporter.
I think someone had told me that. Anyway, that
I think
was
you
what.
tweeted it. That's
I
what was on
did,
Twitter.
yeah.
Anyway, that was all said and done, and I have just been hosed by the Collingwood community, but which is fine. I understand it, passionate. But yeah, that was interesting because then the next couple of days I had to do media stuff for the Sandover, and the first two questions were congrats, but then what about this? It's quite funny.
Very good.
Again, you're not saying this. I am. I
Yeah,
think your defense of your brother. I was like, yeah, spot on. If anyone's got siblings, and you can take yourself out of your fandom, and I love the passion that people have for their teams. In fact, I
commend it. I commend the
respect
passion.
it. I actually respect and love it. But you know what you have more passion for is your family. So if your brother was doing anything and you're in your regular life and you're going to defend him over probably Sense and Sensibility, to
Of
be
course.
honest. So I had no problem with what you said anyway, but I think that's worth pointing out.
Of course.
Yeah.
I remember texting you, Dan, at some point on the Monday and said, I'm going to fire everyone up. I want a bit of
Lean in.
this.
Lean into it.
So yeah, I sort of wound up a few people.
Why wouldn't you?
I just think world on social media is very much, it's difficult to convey tone sometimes. So I do understand people get caught up in it a bit, but just like everyone on BackChat knows, I don't need to explain this to people on BackChat, but my tongue is firmly in my cheek when I'm on
course,
Twitter.
mate.
I'm having a good chuckle pretty much with everything that ever comes
Yep.
out of my mouth.
No question.
Got a little nibble from Nathan Buckley, which I thought was hilarious.
That
He
was
questioned
nice.
my integrity, which is also fucking hilarious.
He didn't get it.
No, he didn't
He
get
didn't
it.
understand.
It was
anything.
highly humorous to me that the tweet that he asked me to get and maybe find some integrity of my own about was me saying, look, where you sit on this Maynard issue is whether you go for Collingwood or not. Former coach, former captain, former player of the Collingwood
Legend
Bank
of the club.
Flyers hits me up about integrity. I'm like, yes, mate. Thank you. Case in point, I do. I'm with you, actually. You've actually
Yeah.
said exactly what I'm saying.
Thank
so
you,
thank you very much,
Nathan.
Nathan. Appreciate you being on my side, Nathan. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Still a bit dirty, I think.
Shout out, Nathan. Hope you're sleeping well at the moment, mate.
I'll just give a quick shout out to someone on Twitter called, actually I won't even name them. They just said to me through the week, your insufferable personality is literally costing your show listeners. That was off the back of me tweeting something. This was
Wow.
this is the tweet that I sent, and I thought this.
You're
was
happy
just-
with your tweet?
Well, yeah, it said Blake Acres and Jesse Hogan have been sensational this final series.
Dan leads
Hashtag
into,
AFL.
Dan leads into the Freo. You
Yeah.
should have had Cherry in there. Who else has
Yeah.
left the footy club? There's a few others in
Oh
there,
well,
I'm
like
sure.
3 weeks ago, old mate who went to Western
Jackson,
Bulldogs,
Lob.
Lob kicked like 2 goals, and
Yeah.
I just said something like Freo would love someone like Rory Lob this season to
Yeah.
kick goals.
So you're insufferable.
Insufferable person. Sorry, I just want to
You're
apologise
costing us,
to
you're
BackChat
costing us
listeners.
Well,
for-
no, there's
for
no
that.
point apologising to them because
Well,
they're
they're
costing us the people.
No, they're
that-
already gone.
They're already gone.
Oh, they're going.
There may not be
Uh,
anyone listening right now. Would you
Someone
like to
said,
apologise to
someone said
Hamish,
I'm
right?
ruining BackChat from it.
As one of the co-hosts.
So people online just
Get a little bit passionate about
get a bit
things.
passionate. Just
It's
a
like-
little tongue
I
in
would
cheek.
just like finish all that social media stuff with it's okay to. It's actually okay to have a bit of a laugh, and like, but I also like caveat it all with like I love the passion. I love people getting fired
Oh,
up.
shit.
about it.
yeah, it's great.
No grudges held by me. There are held by some others, though.
Yeah.
which I will say.
Hey,
Nathan being one of them.
before we talk about next,
They are going to beat you guys this week.
Oh, jeez. I just realised that I've taken on the whole Collingwood army, and we've just lent right into the GWS.
Yeah,
draft.
of course.
we have.
yeah, great.
Wow.
Next week, there's a couple of things. Obviously, Collingwood take on GWS, but
course they
also
do.
the Paddington live show, which we'll get to in a second. The other thing is the Waffle
next week, is it?
Grand Final.
Yeah.
Grand
I'll be
Final.
away.
Peel Thunder.
Can you give us just your tip?
Who are they
I
playing?
think Peel Thunder beat East Fremantle.
There you go. Peace.
I think East
Peace-
Freo are very
Peace
good. But I think East Freo are very good, but I think Peel have just got this belief and run in them that they should have won the prelim or the qualifier, whatever they want to call it. They
Yeah.
should have won that. They came home with a wet sail and then missed some opportunities, and I think they're flying at the right time.
Okay. So just a quick shout to people who want to buy tickets to the
Yeah, of
Waffle
course,
Grand
of
Final.
course.
If you use the code BackChat in the coupon, whatever,
Yep.
when you buy tickets, you will go into a draw to potentially toss the coin on the ground for the Waffle Grand Final.
So we get that, but you guys couldn't come to the Sandover.
Absolutely.
Wow.
I think that's where budget went.
Yeah, of course.
Can you just say that again?
So if you want to buy a ticket to the Waffle Grand Final, right, put in the code BackChat when you put in the shipping or whatever coupon, you will go into a draw to flip the coin at the Waffle Grand Final.
Holy shit! I've never flipped a coin before.
Neither have I.
My
That would be
dad did
pretty
once
cool.
at a Freo game.
Oh, did he get it?
I was a docker for the
What did-
day and he flipped the coin.
How'd it go?
Not a great toss.
Was it
You
heads
were
or
a
tails?
docker for the day.
Yeah, I
Did
ran
your
out with
dad
Peter
Was it
Bell.
heads
disown
or
you?
was it heads or
You ran out
tails?
with Kepler Bradley.
Peter Bell.
Why did I hear Kepler Bradley?
Close enough. Peter Bell, Kepler Bradley. They look pretty similar. They're the same sort of player.
We moved on a little quick before from the Sandover chat.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, off the back of the Sandover, we've
What?
released some merch.
Oh my
shit,
god!
yeah,
We've
we
released
have.
some
We've
bloody
released
shit.
some
Have you
merch.
got some of this, Nick, over in your neck of the woods? Can we just have
Wow.
a bloody look? Have a
Oh,
look.
shit, yeah.
I don't know.
Great blue.
That's a great
Yeah.
blue.
It's a tremendous blue. A royal blue, even. Is it? I
It
don't know.
absolutely is.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that. Oh,
Wow.
shit,
Oh,
yeah.
shit, yeah.
Sandover hanging around the neck.
Yep.
Crown on the head,
Yep.
King
which we
Hammer.
bloody love.
Yeah, we do love that. Nah, that's good shit. I'm happy with that.
This is a very, very limited release. There's not many,
Wow.
and they're
Well, go
already
and get
selling
yourself.
very quickly.
Yeah,
This will-
they're flying off the shelf.
And you know, sometimes say like limited release. They're like, oh yeah, limited release. It will be gone Friday. It's not being sold after Friday. It's
Yeah.
offline.
Yeah,
That'll
done.
be huge. I like it a lot. I'll be getting one.
I reckon we
hope
we'll
we
swing
get
you
one.
on.
Have we,
cost price.
Yeah,
have we
I hope
confirmed
I-
use of image with Hamish Brayshaw? Has
Yeah,
anyone
mate.
done
I'll give it to you.
that? Okay, thank you.
Free
very
of
much.
That's
charge.
there we go. That's on tape now.
Yep.
I fucking love that.
Yeah,
it's
I
so
really
right.
like it.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the pipes leave a little bit to be desired there.
You'd like a little bit more poppage.
There you go. What can I do, mate? I'm I got to speak to Jared about that. That's a real
Backchatstudios.com.au/shop is where you can find those, or just jump on our Instagram page. There's links all over the joint on there as
yeah,
well.
nice.
Absolutely. So next week, the Brownlow Medal,
Paddo,
the fourth most important
insignificant medal, isn't it?
medal in the league.
Yeah.
The count's happening. Okay,
Yeah.
so you got the BackChat Backman Award
Yep.
on
Yep.
par with the Sandover.
Up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Underneath that, what do we go?
Probably
The norm?
Norm.
Yeah, Norm's
Coleman.
pretty
Norm's
important.
good. Norm's good.
Norm, Coleman,
Coleman.
Brownlow.
Yeah. Like Coleman. Oh,
and
there's-
it's potentially like the most boring night in the season, unless
you come down to the
Come
paddle
down
and
to
watch
the
this.
Yeah, exactly.
we'll be
We-
watching it live.
We are absolutely turning our coats. The tuxedo you wore to the Sandover, which is freshly in the dry cleaner.
I'll be
Cleaner.
wearing that again.
You're wearing it again.
Did
I
A1 do
will
us
be.
a deal if we all get
Yeah, of
our
course,
suits
mate,
right?
probably.
We're going full tuxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I like it.
we are watching the Brownlow. What can we do down there? I had a few ideas. I think we get a red carpet down the stairs of the paddo.
May as well.
Come down, wear your tux, come in the red carpet. We're going to have free beers down there.
May as well.
We're,
Well,
we're
great.
putting the BackChat
beers
card
on.
on there.
Yep.
Not all night, but
No,
there will
no,
be
no.
some free beers available.
Of course.
I think we do potentially some sweepage action.
Yep.
So we get like a Brownlow sweep.
I won't be involved in any way, shape, or form, obviously.
No, of course not.
No, it's not for money.
Oh, really?
It's for drinking.
Oh, I can be there.
Yeah.
I can do that. Yeah.
It's a drinking game.
We've obviously got our massive bet going.
Oh, what is it?
Well, Toby Green, Nick Dacos.
Right. So if Nick
There's a
Dacos
nude run
wins,
on.
You've got to
on-
deliver a carton of BackChat ale to my house nude.
and if Toby Green wins,
I have to run from my house to the paddo naked.
okay.
from your house to the paddock.
Actually, no, I have to serve beers naked for 2 hours or something. One of those things. I
That's
can't
right.
remember. I really need to pee, by the way. So
yeah,
okay.
okay.
Let's
We'll
just-
go.
I'm
We'll
gonna
go.
time it
We'll go
again.
to a break in a sec because I'm with you.
Yeah, no.
But let's just. So we're
Too
going to start
right.
from the Brownlow
Small
starts
brothers.
from starts from about 7 o'clock.
So the
Starts
count
at 6. The broadcast starts at 6.
and the count won't start till 11.
yeah, if they've taken the Sandover as any sort of thing for that. So we'll be down at the paddo from 7 o'clock.
I won't be, by the way. I've got work, but I'll come.
We will be. We'll have a table there. We'll be drinking beers, watching the Brownlow,
Shit, yeah.
sound on, and then we'll start our proper pod just a little bit later after
If you
that.
want to get involved in the sweep, which we'll have giveaways for,
Yeah.
we'll be giving away slabs, we'll be giving away merch, we'll be giving away shit yeah stuff. We've got our new merch drop as well. So if you jump on to find the Hamish stuff, we do have more BackChat merch over there. Backchatstudios.com.au/shop. We'll have giveaways to give away down there. In that, this Monday coming, 7 p.m. Brownlow count starts at 8.
Yeah.
If
Nice.
you want to get involved in the sweep, you got to get down there early. And I want you in your tuxedos. We will be wearing tuxedos.
Does that start 7 p.m. Melbourne time?
No, the broadcast starts 8 o'clock Melbourne time, but that's an irrelevant fact for you. Yeah, it's
Yes.
late.
Wow. So it is late. Okay,
Yeah,
there
it's
you go.
very late.
So get down there
Get
for
down
7
there. Wear your
p.m.
tuxes, your
I'll be wearing mine.
whatever's,
Drinks.
On Scully.
food.
Yeah, you
No,
guys
okay.
can't concentrate, can you? Do you
No,
know
I
you got a
really
break?
need to pee real bad.
Let's hear from Fleet Network.
Great.
May as well.
Fleet Network. If you don't know already and you would like to know, it'll save you money. It'll help your budget, and
It'll do
you can
those
get
things.
one of the cars that you want to get and drive around. I don't like cars. I just need somewhere to get from point A to point B. Fleet Network can do that for you while saving you money if you are employed by anybody.
Yep.
That is a qualification you need. You need to be an employee.
I'm one of those.
You could be an employer and it could help you, but
Yep.
employees, you go to Fleet Network, they sort your shit out, and then you get yourself a car, a brand new one.
Yeah, you novated yourself a lease and
And
you're away.
you literally you just give it over to Frank and the boys. They handle it with
Everything-
your employer.
Everything. There's
It's
apps.
great.
You put expenses through there. They pay you back your money. It's all inclusive. You pay one fee for the month. So I don't know. You get down there. You get yourself an Isuzu car that I've got. It's fucking great.
The D-Max.
Yeah, the D-Max, Isuzu D-Max. You go, all right, here's your Isuzu D-Max. They say, here's the amount of money you need to pay a month. That's all we heard from you. That's all she wrote. There's the money.
Drive away,
There's
no
the
more
car.
to pay. Shit,
Well,
yeah.
there's some to pay.
There's obviously more to pay. It's an ongoing lease. That's the whole point.
You know what though? Last week I got my
Drive
car,
away, no more to pay until next month. You have to pay again.
I got my car serviced. So
Idiot.
I'm not with Fleet Network right now, and I'm
Yes.
working
You idiot.
towards getting a fleet service.
Yes.
When I got my car service, I dropped it off, did all that stuff. The guy was showing me all these forms. I was like,
No,
how much am I
you
going to
gotta pay
pay? He's
this,
like,
you
doing the
gotta
extra
pay
$45. The oil thing. I was like, man, I don't know anything about this. I should just be with
Just
Fleet
bundle it
Network.
all in one cost and give it to
Exactly.
me. But yeah, pay this. You got to pay this. How
So-
about you send some money here?
Lesson learned.
Idiot,
Lesson
Dan.
learned. I'm going to call Frank and the boys.
Fleetnetwork.com.au to choose your next vehicle and leave the rest to their dedicated team of experts. Big.
There's a big bet that happened on the weekend.
That's pretty good.
Thanks to BlueBet, of
BlueBet.
course, our partners over there. The options are getting slimmer and slimmer as we go through the as we go through the finals. Sorry, with less teams playing. So
Yeah,
we're relying,
the options might be slimmer, but the expectations are not.
of course,
The expectations are still quite high.
of course. So usually we go, all spoils, but we've had to mix that up a little bit because not enough backmen get the job done. Jack Buckley, we can rely on him.
You can't expect people to play like Jack Buckley when push comes to shove.
No,
So we're starting to get an elimination finals, and you can expect Jack Buckley to get 5 spoils, which we did, and he did. He had 11
did. So
spoils.
check.
We
Done.
probably should have had him for 10 plus spoils. It's
Yeah.
no real surprise it happened.
just that by itself.
So Jack gets his job done. We targeted BackChat favourites because we thought the GWS Port game, there's some guys we love and know there. Charlie Dixon came back into the team. Scott Lysett was in the side.
Yeah,
Toby
if you don't
Green.
shit, you die.
If you don't shit, you die. That is a fact. Toby Green was at one end, the All-Australian captain, and
Yep.
friend of the family here at BackChat.
Of
So
course.
we combine them all into a beautiful multi, I thought.
Yeah. Why
Started well.
don't I tell you what happens? Toby Green, 2 goals. We put that in there.
He kicked the first 2 goals of GWS's game and set the scene, and there's no surprises.
It's like he looked down at the barrel of the camera and winked at us and goes, "We're on here."
Jack Buckley I reckon he would have had 5
He didn't.
spoils in the first,
30 seconds.
I don't know, might have been 40. So those two blokes get their jobs done. Scott Lycett having a real battle in the middle against Kieran Briggs, who's really stepped it up. He's come out of the wilderness and he's taken over the main gig at GWS, and he's a great player. But Scotty, to be honest, he had him sorted. We had him for 15 plus hit outs.
That's unders.
And I just wanted to, I was like, well, Scotty get 15. We're going to tick the box. He gets to sort of 10, it's half time, all good. Starts his first centre bounce to the second.
I started going on maya.com.au/shop.
Tap, 13, tap. Then I see Ken Hinkley fucking scurrying around on the bench with a red fucking vest. It's like, what are you doing down there, Ken? What are you doing? I see him get the phone. I see him say, get Scott Lycett off right now and tell the boys at BackChat, your multi's fucked.
Thanks, Ken.
Scott Lycett gets subbed off 13 hit outs.
How
We
much-
needed 15. He had it. It was a late.
knew.
He had it
He knew.
sorted.
He knew.
Charlie Dixon running around like a busted ass. He kicked 1 goal. Should have kicked 2. That was our multi done.
Yeah.
It was a good bet. It was just foiled by
Other people.
Basically, no, it was basically by Ken Hinkley because
Yeah, true.
he didn't give Charlie the opportunity
To put him
to
in the right
gain
spots.
full fitness to play into that game. That was Ken's fault, and then he subbed off Scott Lycett. So fuck you, Ken.
Wow. Ken.
And that's what Ken will hear till his grave.
What, the GWS song?
Yes.
Great. Good. Hey, Hammer, can you jump back in, please? I was waiting for it again.
Nah, that was good. Damo's getting sick of pressing the button.
The buttons are wearing out.
Hamish, we've done the blue bet. We're all done, mate.
Yeah, you can come back in.
Thank you.
It's actually quite a good start to the episode, to this podcast. Been a great podcast.
Yeah, it's been a great one
made
so
me
far.
happy.
How have you felt? Good?
Happy.
Yeah,
Maybe happy.
Yeah, great.
great.
Hammer?
Been a cracker so far, mate. Yeah, I've loved it.
Yeah, great. Jack Buckley's a legend.
Jack Buckley's
Can we
a
just
legend.
talk to him every week?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Sandover medalist next to us. I mean, it's true royalty.
Okay, so we talk some footy from the weekend. So we just talked a little bit GWS Port,
May as well. Yeah.
but let's get a bit deeper into the game.
Why
Do you mean
not?
the other semi-final? You talking about that?
No, so
you seem like you lost.
No, we'll just linger in GWS Port for a
Oh,
bit. Is
so
there
go on
anything
reverse
else?
order.
No, well, we're already there with
Sure.
BlueBet.
I wasn't, obviously,
We're
so I
talking
was
about
out of the room.
Any
course, you
issue
went
with Zach Butters throwing the kick in the chair? Any issue with it? I didn't really have a great deal with it. He was pissed off. His team wasn't going well. Look, I don't think if he had his time again, he wouldn't do it again.
It's a little bit disrespectful, but in the same in that like
It wasn't a fuck you, get your chair out of the way.
Yeah.
It was angry,
It was-
get everything out of the way type areas, I thought.
Who was it that kicked the chair? There was a video.
Fraser Gary.
Yeah, Fraser
Gary put it into the 4th row of the stand.
yeah.
See, that was overs.
That was funny.
That was pretty
But
funny.
think about if Toby Green did what Zach Butters did.
Oh yeah.
He may not be playing this week in the
No,
Premier League.
it's not a great look on Zach, but at the same time, I think anyone who plays football and is in football understands that your team's losing a semi-final and you are
Getting your pants pulled down.
desperate to do anything.
They were getting their pants
Yeah,
pulled down.
by Jack Buckley and Co. And it was yeah.
Tom Green was elite. Jeez, I like him. I saw him interviewed on
good, isn't
Foxtel during the week. He is a class above. He's a young guy.
Yep.
You know, I figured it out. When
Okay.
you know guys get it is in an interview, a sports interview,
Yep.
is when they use the interviewers names and first names and nicknames. So
Scowie.
Nathan Buckley, a good friend, was asking questions, and instead of Nathan Buckley saying, how's your relationship with Kieran Briggs, which is a question he asked, and Tom Green just going, oh, we really like ruckman midfield connection. It's really important in our game, and it's the only way we win. He would go, well, Bucks, you certainly would know, mate, seeing one of the great midfielders to ever play the game, and then go into his answer. He just got it,
He
mate.
gets it.
And
I like that.
I like
Tommy.
him a lot. And I've got a lot of new favourite players at the moment. Lockie Whitfield was outstanding. Stephen Cornelio's a fucking gun. Josh Kelly's a star. We know what Sam Taylor and Jack Buckley do. Yeah. Jesse Hogan.
Jesse
can play.
Hogan, it's just good to see him playing.
Gun.
Isn't he
Well,
good
he's a
as
gun.
well? He was always a good player.
Very happy to see us in Sydney as well.
Yeah,
Very
what a
happy.
treat.
Well, because he knew you guys wanted UFC tickets.
That is right. We actually did. We actually did.
yeah, we
Desperately needed
did
him.
hit him up at one point.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Hinkley, the signing of Hinkley? So now,
The
now
re-signing.
the re-signing. So now that the season's played out,
Yep.
do you think if they had their time again, they would, or do you think they're like, no, this is our guy?
No,
for the
I
next 2
don't
years?
think. I don't think you can sack him after this year. But I think next year, because he only signed a 1-year extension, didn't he?
Yeah, about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. So I feel like that would have
About
come
2 years. 2 years.
2 years.
a 2 year. I feel like that will be the regular season home and away won't matter at all. They will just say, you do whatever you want to do. No one could give a shit. But your performance is going to be assessed on the finals. And that's it.
Well, he certainly had a lot of success as a coach, but he hasn't been able to do it at finals. So it asks the question.
But is that him or is that his players?
Exactly right.
It's not Ken.
That's exactly
We
right.
set up a good enough game plan to succeed.
Finish top 4.
How is it any different, right? If they're winning the games during the season, how does his game
finals
plan...
is different.
Yeah, well then, so what is it? What's different about it game plan-wise that could change?
Nothing changes game plan-wise, really. It's just players are wilt or embrace
There's more
the
pressure.
Yeah.
There's more pressure. One, like physically, like you can see when the game's happening.
Of course.
The start of the game, it's just on. And the clean players stand up and the strong players stand up. Like Tom Green was just one touch in and out, whereas Butters and Rosé, they're two best players. I didn't see them for first half.
Yeah. Well, they're young and they shit themselves.
Yeah. But the pressure's there physically, but mentally is the pressure. The you don't win, you go home.
Yeah.
During the year, that doesn't happen. You don't win, you rock up next week. It's
So
all
then
good.
how does Hinkley as a coach make that better?
It's a great question. Drop players if they play shit more often. It's a hard one because you can't really make training any more finals like.
Yeah.
It just comes to the player's attitude, I think and
it's a
mindset and
player's
experience.
thing. I think it's a player's thing and the ability
would
to
you say
execute under pressure.
Hinkley's sort of off the hook then?
He's not off the hook
No.
because in the end you're judged by your total performances. That's why coaches that don't win premierships finish their careers unfulfilled and grumpy and on social media taking pots of people.
First coach in history to get to 11 seasons without making a grand final.
I did say that.
Wow.
It's a two-way street.
But also, coaches don't last for 11 years. It's a credit,
Credit to Ken.
Yeah, he's done a good job.
Credit to you, Ken.
Thanks,
Credit to Ken. So we went from fuck you to Ken to credit to you, Ken. What about Melbourne Carlton?
Oh, wow.
Well, where do we start?
Brayshaw would have been the difference, which it's disappointing that he probably would have been both weeks.
Yes, that's a good point. He
They
barely played
were
either.
gutless.
Wow.
Like, they had to the change of, okay, so against Collingwood, what ruined the game for them? Their ball movement inside 50 was just deplorable. They bombed it. And then, did they change anything?
Well, did they?
Not really.
They had a lot of shots on goal.
Yeah, they had a
how
lot
many
of shots
behinds?
on goal from just like
17
kicking.
behinds
They
or
bombed
something?
it in. They tried to. Oh, it's just shit.
It
was really disappointing to see. They kicked
kicked
long
9
point-
goals, 17.
Yeah, they kicked long points. Then they bombed
Right.
them in, and that was just like snaps from stoppage, snaps from shit. It disappointed me a little bit.
They
And I'm
kicked-
obviously emotional, and I can't really remember it too much.
They
but
they kicked 2 goals, 6 in the last quarter.
killed him.
Oh
They had
yeah.
a couple of hit the posts.
They'd be an absolutely ruined bunch at the moment.
Yeah.
Gordon looked pretty wrecked from it.
Oh,
yeah,
mate.
he was massive.
Every year,
But
you don't
the
win a
captain
flag,
kicked the
it's-
goal.
Yeah,
Gorney,
he snapped that
fucking
one into the
hell.
post, didn't he? Left
Fuck.
foot. That's a difficult shot. I would be able to kick
Yeah,
From a ruckman.
but he had a drop punt not long before that
that.
that he missed.
What about this Brody Grundy situation? Like, you've got an All-Australian ruckman. Not that he's All-Australian this year, but do they
Oh, he's gone.
do they
mate.
miss a chance? Obviously, he's
Nah.
gone, but do they miss
Nah,
a chance not playing him?
I don't understand.
I don't. Wow.
How do you play Josh Shackey as a sub and don't play him? And Brody Grundy's sitting there in his
Getting
civvies,
70 hitouts in the
having
VFL.
a pie in the stands.
Well,
Surely he could sit as a sub and do the same thing.
probably, yeah. But like,
Why do they not do that?
it's a great question. I'm not the list manager or the coach at Melbourne, but
That's a good point.
he's
Well, he's off to Sydney now.
He's off to Sydney now, so who cares? Pretty disappointing he's not got GWS. Actually, no, Breezy's a gun.
No, Breezy, mate. Breezy's got Brody Grundy covered by a long, long way.
I heard. I shouldn't even be talking about this because I can't remember the guy's name. But
Perfect. Please tell us.
Ryan Daniels said that there was a GWS ruckman who the Eagles were very interested in.
His name is Flynn.
Yes.
His
Yeah.
name is
The
Flynn.
Flint, Michigan
Played
Tropics.
30 games.
He was the number one
25-year-old.
ruckman before.
40th pick in the draft ish.
Kieran Briggs basically figured out how to be a competitive base. I was speaking to someone who would know during
Was
the
it Jack
week.
Buckley?
It was not. Ruckman, the moment they
Matt
figure
Flynn.
out... okay, so there's the Max Gorns and the Nick Nananuis and the Brody Grundys when he's hot and the Tim Englishes, right? They're the stars. But the majority of Ruckman, as soon as they figure out all they need to do is be competitive around the ground,
Shane Mumford style.
Toby Nankervis style, mate.
Oh, yeah, Brucey's kid.
Like he never gets beaten in a marking contest. He always competes at stoppage. He follows up. It's not hard. It's honestly not hard to be a ruckman. And the sooner these absolute lumberjacks get it to their thick skulls that all you have to do is compete, they become so valuable to their team. Kieran Briggs is no superstar, but he's so valuable to their
He
team.
may as well be a
can-
superstar now.
Correct.
He's a gun.
So I hope he plays.
He's the best
He looked
player
a
ever, I
little
think.
bit nasty, the little ruck thing they had in the middle. Anyway,
Do you think that's sort of what Bailey Williams has done this year?
I want to speak about
West Coast, but
yeah, correct.
a little
I want
bit,
to speak about potential grand final matchups.
Yeah, okay, here we go. So we got Collingwood v GWS. Obviously,
GWS.
GWS win that.
And so I'm not sure what the other talk is in the media. Like I'm
Nick
assuming
Dacos is back.
They probably think Collingwood's going to win. We don't.
Yeah.
Like
Maynard
it on
v
record
Green.
right here. I think the only way Collingwood wins is if they jump GWS in that first quarter, which from what I've seen over the last 12 weeks isn't happening. But if it does happen to happen.
How did it work? I mean, my memory fails me a little bit. The last time the Collingwood jumped the team in a final and like really got off to a hot start in the first quarter, how did that finish for them?
I can't remember tell me what happened. Oh, right. Fuck.
Come on, man. It was the best setup. It was the best setup.
Maybe I'll still play along.
It doesn't really. They don't
I
have
should ask Nathan.
Yeah. No, it's it'll be
Nathan.
tough for them to hold back. I mean, Collingwood are very good, but GWS are sizzling
Solid
hot.
as a rock.
They are sizzling hot at the moment.
I saw footage of Nick Dacos today. He is still limping. I'm just going to put it out there.
He'll jab himself.
But I know, I understand that, but he's limping, mate.
Yeah, he's still
That
a
means like
fucking
he's
player.
sore,
He's
and
still
so
the
they're going to
Brownlow
have to play him because
He's the Brownlow medalist, mate.
I know. So you play him. You play
He's
the
a
Brownlow medalist,
fucking gun.
but GWS win that.
Yeah,
GWS. Okay, so then Brisbane,
Brisbane
Carlton.
win by 10 goals.
Yeah, Brisbane
They
should-
got
at least 10
undefeated at the
goals.
Gabba for their entire season.
They would have been sitting watching the Carlton Melbourne game, which was brutal,
Yeah.
and the emotions
Great
that went
finish.
into that.
and
game.
Melbourne should have won.
Correct. We know you're a Melbourne fan, but the emotions that went into that game and the like wave of momentum that team would be riding, which is huge and real. Brisbane will be sitting up there. It reminds me of Melbourne in 2018. We were sitting there for the prelim, just like, yep, come over here, boys. Like you're about to get whacked, and Brisbane will whack them. There's no way
Right.
Carlton beats them. No,
I agree.
no reason. So we're looking at a Brisbane GWS
GWS
grand final, which
and-
is fucking hilarious.
Which is great because GWS will be ruining the opportunity they had a few years ago.
Yeah.
And Brisbane can't play at the G.
I see GWS winning the premiership.
So do I.
Imagine that.
I tell you what, I'll bring a trumpet and I'll play that when they
And
win
Jack Buckley, for mine, is the Norm Smith medalist, regardless of whether he gets it or not.
Does he get a vote in the Brownlow on Monday night at the Paddo?
I think it's everyone in the Paddo scull your beer if he does.
Yeah.
Everyone,
That's the rule.
one vote for Jack Buckley in
Finish
the
your beer.
2023 Brownlow. Finish your beer and we'll top him up with a free beer.
Yeah. I love that. Absolutely.
We'll have Brayshaw bets going along as well, which I'm sure
Yep.
we'll probably have to tailor a little bit because Snee might poll a few, but
That's correct.
we'll get to
Sorry, I
that.
thought
Maybe,
Brayshaw Bets was like the new blue bet. Then I figured out.
Yeah, of course.
Fresh up bets. Maybe shots of Stan Booker every time.
Oh, boys, no.
Jokes.
So GWS play Brisbane, and the entirety of Victoria shits the bed because all they want is Collingwood Carlton to the
Yeah.
grand final.
Of course. They
And
do.
I
That would be
just
so good.
hope it's Brisbane.
Nathan would
GWS.
be filthy.
Oh, the AFL would be
Nathan
so happy.
Nathan
Gil would be filthy.
fucking so angry.
Gil doesn't care. He's on the way out.
Jeff would be absolutely sickened. Christensen would be sickened. All these Collingwood fans, mate.
So there's a chance that Buckley will be having potentially the Ron Barassi medallion around his neck.
Oh, Jack Buckley.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Not Nathan.
No, not Nathan.
Not Nathan at all, Jack.
Too late. Ship
There is some
sailed.
talk around renaming of the Premiership Cup to the Barassi Cup, but then there's also the medallion.
Yeah, so everyone gets
Barassi
a Barassi medal.
medal.
I like the medal because,
Yeah.
with all due respect to the Premiership Cup, and it's great to have one. You don't get to say that as a player.
No,
it sits
you
in the
You
clubhouse.
have your medal. Yeah.
The medal you do. So I
Right,
would love
bit more
I would
meaning
love a
with it.
Barassi medal.
The Ron
yeah,
Barassi
absolutely.
Premiership medal. Yeah, that's not a
That
bad
would be
one.
amazing. And like
Yeah.
his head on it as well. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
There's one of the all-time sprays from him. Nick's got the video. Could
You
you?
say this, Haber. This is outstanding.
Barassi going out now. He won't give in. Will he? Well, he won't give in.
Well, it's the first time I've ever seen a bloke break even time on
Yeah.
crutches.
But,
Oh, here he goes.
He stabbed it in
This
the
is the
ground.
crowd.
there's, Barassi
Oh, what
He's
about the
stuck.
picture-in-picture commentary?
Oh,
Oh, that's very good.
Triple picture in picture in picture.
Wow.
That's very good.
Yes.
Of
I will say Varley Ron Barassi because
Yep.
he did pass away. Of
No, he did. Yep.
All-time spray though. Some negative news. Greg Clark has been delisted by West Coast. which is sad for anyone being delisted at any point in their career.
Has that all come out? Has that? I haven't seen the West Coast listings.
Yeah,
No, they
that was
have.
last week.
They've listed
Really?
them all.
Clark, West,
SPS.
Winder, Foley, SPS, and O'Neill.
Yeah, and he ends with a 0-21 record, never winning a game of AFL. That play in his mind at all?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not ideal.
No,
you'd
it's not
rather,
ideal.
you'd rather win, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it took you
Took me one game.
just the one.
Just the one.
Yeah, it's not a record. Like it's actually nothing on Greg Clark though.
Oh no,
God, no, it isn't.
Like
really
that's,
unfortunate time to be at the club.
Yeah, because you've been horrible.
Especially considering that he was the best.
You've been horrible.
Yeah.
He was the best
Hey, how
midfielder
dare
in
you.
the Waffle.
I'm not listening to BackChat anymore after you say that.
You're insufferable, mate.
He was the best midfielder in the Waffle by the length of the straight. Like he was such.
He was so good.
That game in that grand final,
He was the best midfielder in
the.
the Waffle by a mile, and then he came in as a half forward and wing, and
Never got played in this position.
like
Disappointing.
it was disappointing for Greg. But you know,
Where'd you play in your game?
I
forward.
played half forward.
Yeah, correct. Now you won the Sandover, so stick that one up your West Coast.
No, obviously not. Thank you for the opportunity. But
I love you've hung it on your debut frame. That's great.
Last thing before we go
Got it
to
3 years
Swimply,
later.
the best. I've been itching to get to Swimply. Ange Postecoglou is just doing things in the EPL.
Yes.
Isn't he?
The man has not lost a home game since 2020.
And that's not just in the APL.
Not in the
that's his
APL.
past three.
That's in the past.
Celtic.
Japan
Yep.
and Celtic. The last 50. That's a crazy record. 50 matches, 50-0 at home.
Ange.
So
Ange
the
Postecoglou.
APL is like very much like they have international coaches in there, obviously like Pep Guardiola and co.
Name one other guy.
Arsene Wenger.
Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, Arsene Wenger, great all-time Frenchman. But they're very much like it's very much England.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they have international players, but it's very much like proper England. There's never been an Australian coach in the APL.
That seems crazy to me.
And he has just gone over there, and it's taken him all of 5 weeks to completely take over the entirety of the APL. Like,
Everyone loves.
I don't think they've been defeated. I think they've drawn maybe one or
4
two.
wins, 1 draw. They had the best win I've ever seen in my life on the weekend. At the 97th minute, they were 1-0 down, and they won 2-1.
It was incredible. And the crowd, so the crowd loves him, but the reason they love him is because he just speaks like a normal person.
Yeah,
and
he's
it's
a
just
legend.
funny to me because it's just to me, he just looks like an Aussie guy. It's just like, yeah, like just says it as, but he has transformed the entire. Have we got the chat that you had? Can we have a bit of a listen? This is
Who in
good.
their life doesn't have something that's stressful? I mean, I've lived 58 years now, and there's never been a time in my life where everything is perfect. You know, I lost my father 3 years ago, and he should have been here for the journey. So I got to deal with that. Everyone, and that's just me talking personally, but everybody in this room at this moment, you could be. One part of your life could be flying, but there'll be something. It could be a family member, it could be a health issue, it could be a financial issue. There's always something, and footballers are not immune from that. And sometimes I think they fall into the trap of thinking they are, and they're not, because just because you have, money or you're really good at something, life will still find a way to keep a balance in that. There'll be stuff in there that's going to be stressful, it's going to be upsetting, and you've got to just deal with that, At times think, well, he's a footballer, he's got money, what's he got to complain about? Well, of course he does. Plenty of people, who have what we would assume to have all the advantages in life who are fairly unhappy. So that doesn't exist. So it's just a matter of, I think for the most part, people are, understand that that's the case and empathetic. Sometimes we just choose to ignore it because it makes a better story, but it just makes a more impactful kind of scenario that, fantastic footballer has problems. Well, they all do, mate. They all do.
What about
Pretty
that
spot
finish?
on.
They all-
Just talking
they all
like a
do,
normal
mate,
guy as
So
well.
that was on the back of one of his strikers who's been under pressure, hasn't scored. He came on, he scored the first goal in the
And
97th
assisted
minute.
the second one.
Assisted the second one. And he's been having some issues mentally and some stuff going on.
Yep.
Have you seen anyone like from a coaching realm speak like that before? Like I think it's very good.
Nah, not really.
Like publicly. That's his press
That
conference
clear,
after his game.
but he wasn't being like pompous or like using big words. He's just like talking straight down the line,
Mm.
just legit.
No, that's exceptional. There's someone that I can't remember off the top of my head who it is, but there was a press conference that has happened in the last 24 months where someone has been pretty candid with some stuff.
Maybe NFL. Was he aggressively candid? As in, like, everyone shut the fuck
No.
up?
It was just like I think it might have been a tennis player. I don't think it was Rafael Nadal, but for whatever reason, I think it might be.
tennis sounds right.
There just from memory, there seems to have been like
I can't think of it.
I don't know. Don't look it up because I'm not giving you much information to go off. There was an interview where someone was candid. But yeah, that speaks true. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. There it is. Bang.
Was it?
Oh yeah, that's
It
right.
was too.
Remember winning the success?
was too.
What success is?
What success? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I like that content. If you
Yeah,
see any
there
of that,
you go,
send it
bang.
in. I love
Wow,
that stuff.
That came out of nowhere. It wasn't a tennis player.
I'll speak about what I was going to speak about at the end.
Of course, mate.
Okay, cool.
You Swimply the bear.
Sorry.
Swimply the best, of course. Airbnb for pools. I don't even need to say Airbnb anymore. You know what Swimply is. If
Caught
you've
up
got a
with-
pool,
yeah.
if you got a tennis court, you got an
You don't
outdoor
need to
creek.
say it, but I think we can contractually oblige. Anyway,
We caught up with Sammy. I know you spoke
Yeah,
about
Sammy
that.
legend.
he hates you
Yeah, he's off you.
Why?
with a
Well, you haven't-
passion because you haven't put your pool up.
You pull up, mate.
Oh,
You're an embarrassment. You're insufferable.
yeah, it's
You're
costing
losing
us
listeners by the second.
If
Yeah,
Jack Buckley had a pool, you Swimply the bear. If Jack Buckley had a pool, he'd put it up.
We'd put a GWS
true.
pool party. That's what we need. When they win the flag, GWS pool party. Thank you, Swimply.
Great,
very much.
lock it in. Let's go to the first one.
Surely the first one is Jack Buckley having 11 spoils.
Just audio. Oh, here we go.
Oh, this is big. Do we need
Carlton v
audio?
Melbourne. That's right.
Great.
Huge mark.
Oh,
Jody McVee, take the body, son. Knuckle.
Mitch McGovern, great block.
Why are you
Akers
playing
almost
on?
missed this.
Nearly hit the post.
Nearly hit the post, right?
Oh, his shoulder's so sore. He ran straight off after
Yeah,
that.
I know.
So is that a problem?
Nah.
The
Just
shoulder?
jab it, mate.
Oh, he's been sore the last few weeks.
Okay.
He's been
That was a bit of a
sensational.
Dom Sheed situation there from Akers, by the way.
Yeah.
He was trying to smother Jack Viney and then just started running forward.
Right.
So that's a heads up play, big
Yeah.
time Blake Akers play.
Everyone-
It wasn't
that
it wasn't the
build-up-
difficult goal that Dom kicked, but the same.
No,
Yeah, of
but
course.
Dom was ahead of the play when he shouldn't have been. But you're rolling the dice with 2 minutes to go in an
course, of
elimination
course.
final. You're not running up trying to put defensive pressure.
yeah.
on.
Well, he did the week before.
Yes, correct. That's a good
Yeah.
point.
All right, let's do the next one.
Oh yeah, this was. I'll
This
tell you
is
what,
Snake catcher.
mate. Have a look
Looks
at what,
exactly like you think a snake catcher would look.
And he couldn't care less about it.
mate.
A tiny snake.
AFLW,
Mate.
AFL Women's Instagram page. Credit to them because they've come out with a cracker.
What do they got?
That's it. You can't really see there.
Could you just read it out?
Snaky McSnakeface. 25% time on ground. 11 hiss outs.
Wow.
207 metres slithered.
Wow. Absolute scenes.
Snaky
And
McSnakeface.
they've used it like him holding it up. Oh, that's very good.
Oh,
Very,
very
good,
funny.
snaky.
Anyway, well done.
And the
That's
last
number
one.
two. Great.
Ruckman with a
I don't think that wins, by the way.
little
Anyway.
sprinkling of aggression too.
Choli?
Oh my God.
Maybe old Joel in the ground. The cheater. Maybe old Joel, you owe me a slab of beers for cheating in a scrimmage. You're an animal.
Jolie.
Jolie.
Jolie just started throwing the match.
Jolie.
Oh, that's a big grab, Jolie.
grab.
They're in the
Come on.
grand. They're in the grand final this week.
All thanks to Jolie.
Speaking of athletic.
Never forgive you, Jolie, for throwing that
I
game,
will
mate.
never forgive you, and that's why I'm telling everyone not to vote for Jolie. It has to be Blake Acres, doesn't it?
Oh, huge.
Probably has to be.
There you go.
Or Snaky McSnakeface.
Swimply the best, of course. If you've got a pool, summer's coming around. Chuck your
It
pool
is
up,
actually
make
coming.
some
Like,
extra money.
Let's be serious for a second, Dan.
Yeah.
It's coming around summer.
Yeah.
And I know you've got a pool. I know there's rashies that you
Blankets
need
on
to
there at
wear.
the moment.
Blankets on there at the moment.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
like, not everyone has pools, mate. Not everyone's dad's houses
pretty
have
nice.
pools.
Mm.
So for those who don't and want to, rent one through for a day or for a couple of hours through
day?
our great friends at Swimply, and anyone who wants to hire it out every day for 3 months straight, can they hire your
Can
pool
you just put
out?
it up already?
Can you just put it up for one
So
day?
just
Put it up.
So, yeah.
You don't have to accept anyone. Just put it up.
We
yeah,
can
the
put it up for
backyard's a
one.
bit
I'm sick
messy
of
at
it.
the moment.
I'm sick of it. Sam's
So-
sick of it.
Yeah,
Sick of
okay.
it.
Can we just do it for one day?
Put it up. Put
You
it
know
up for a
what?
24-hour
Can I-
flash sale.
Can I?
Yeah.
Flash.
This week's not a good week for me. You know,
Ants in my eyes, Johnson.
So
Flash sale.
yeah, we can talk about it. No, let's talk about it next week. We'll talk about it
Hang
next
on,
week.
what's wrong with
No,
you?
no,
You
we need
just
to talk
go,
about
mate.
now, and then we get an update on Monday.
Oh, right. Okay. So on Thursday, having
Thursday or Friday?
on Thursday.
Oh, Friday you're out of action.
Yeah, Thursday I'm having a routine procedure.
What would that routine procedure?
That'd be a snip.
Yep. But it's apparently keyhole.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty
Cutting his dick
going
off.
15 minutes in and out.
They're going
They
through.
cut his dick off.
Are they going through the?
Imagine if you roll into surgery and that's playing in the room.
So you'd
I'm
be
in the
very,
right
very
place.
happy. And can you do the procedure with a bacchus?
Do you have a
Does
vasectomy?
it go through your little pee hole?
Oh, no, jeepers.
no. Why would they do
Oh,
that?
I thought keyhole, and I thought, well, there's a hole already there. Why
Oh,
wouldn't it?
God.
How are you feeling?
I feel completely good about there's not one part of me that's like,
You don't sound completely
I'm
good.
just worried because he said like, look,
No
mate,
one's ever
Please
in the
don't
world,
have a
in the history of the world said, I feel
feel
completely good.
Please, can you please
completely
not
good about
just
it.
promise me? I mean, you don't know my mum. Please don't have your pre-game wank to my mum before you go in
Oh,
there.
God.
that happens.
That happened. Some
That
guy
happens
did
in
it.
a few months. I don't have to do that now. I'm getting
I've
just the
completely
procedure
forgot
done,
about snip
and then
stories.
they test your sample down the track once the procedure's well.
Yeah, but
and
don't
truly
you have to
Don't
just
you have
fire one
to-
out and
don't
put
you
it in
have-
the,
you don't
don't
have
you have to
to-
put a couple in the bank?
Aren't you
No, I don't
firing
need to.
post? Don't you have to fire post? Can you ask when you ask how many shots?
What happens
you
if
need to
Beck
fire?
changes their mind in a couple of years and you want another one?
No, we're not changing our mind. That's why I'm.
What
getting
happens
it
when
done.
you?
Yeah, but surely you got a couple in the
I'm
bank.
not
just-
putting anything in
I
the
want to
bank.
know how many shots
Interest
need to be
rates-
fired post
Wow.
routine procedure.
One in like 3
No,
months' time.
no,
I
you
know,
have to- you
I've
have to-
spoken to the
you have to
guy.
clean
So
the
you
pipes.
can't.
The pipes have to be cleaned.
So you can't ejaculate for
Stop.
3 months. Is
No,
that it?
what? No, you
Snip stories.
more than meets the eye. So what happens is, in 3 months' time after the procedure, you'll do a test, and they'll go, "Yes, you are clear."
Yeah, so what's happening for the 3 months? You
You
might
can
have
do
a
whatever
baby.
you want.
You're just busting
That's
us left and
no,
right.
that's what he's saying though.
Yes,
3
you can
months
still have a
clear.
baby within the
What-
first 3 months.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to be careful for 3 months.
Is that right?
And then after 3 months, they'll do a test and they go, "Yep, you're clear." Or like, "Hang on a second, this is a miracle of God. Like you've
scared of
regrown
your
your
saw?
penis or whatever."
Well, is that how it works? Do you cut the penis off? In
Yeah,
the
it's going to
vasectomy?
stick off.
Well, you're just chopping it off.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, thank
well,
you.
Hey, all
No,
the best, mate.
So this,
Cheers.
so this,
Have you had a vasectomy?
Not yet.
Does it look any different?
yeah.
I'm talking about.
Who are you talking to me?
I'm talking to Dan. Can you just? I'll ask you this.
I'm happy to show you later.
Well, I don't want to see your
What does
penis.
what look at him?
No, I'm just asking the
What
question.
do you think happens in a vasectomy?
no,
I'm
I-
not sure you.
No,
I'm
I
not-
know what happens because.
I don't
No, I
think
don't
you do,
think you
mate.
do.
Okay, well, let me give you this example. Can I put it to you in a way that's a little
Can
bit?
you just bounce around the wordage a little
I'm gonna
bit?
bounce
Like,
around the
my
word a
mum's
little bit.
listening, and you know.
I went
So
to the
is mine.
I went to the North Street store the other day and got a cinnamon scroll, and they put the cinnamon scroll.
Okay,
dressing,
no,
they put
let's
the
move
cinnamon
on.
scroll dressing
Mum
on there, and I
no,
thought,
no,
geez,
no,
that
we're-
looks a little bit weird.
We're moving
I
on.
wonder
No,
if the cinnamon scroll dressing will look different in 3 months.
okay.
That's
let's
what
talk
I'm
about
asking
it.
myself the question.
Let's talk about
With
the new
no
website.
swimmers or not? I'm asking a question.
Why does the cinnamon scroll have swimmers?
No,
that's
no,
what
stop. Boy.
Oh, yeah, first.
I
you can
feel like
tell
you
me
need to talk about Mamba Digital because Hammer and I tried to do it last week in your absence, and I may have
What a
butchered
great
it even
segue.
worse than the first time we talked about Mamba
No, no, no.
Digital.
I'm going to be quiet for
It's
that.
very
30 seconds.
Look, I don't need to bang on about this. Go to our website, backchatstudios.com.au. See how good it is. Mumba Digital made it. If you want websites made, if you do sales online, hit Mumba Digital up. They will make you a bloody good website and sell the shit out of your products. Is that a good? That's a good sell.
It's a good sell.
That's great. So, yeah,
Thank
I
you very
gave
much,
myself a little
30
bit. It was actually 25
Mumba Digital.
seconds. I got a bit early.
Get on board. They're fucking amazing.
You send it, we read it.
Oh,
it's good.
If it's good.
Yeah, we are going long, but that's fine. It's a podcast. You can
That
pause
is
it and
right.
come back later.
That is
Yeah,
right.
that is
It
the
is
point.
a
That's the whole
podcast.
point of a podcast.
You boys
Lit-
went for a piss early too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mine,
now
went
I'm
for, my
settled
piss
in.
went for a minute 17
That's
of
long.
steady stream.
That's why I was asking how long was the highlight package for the Sandover. Like I know the lengths of your stream.
Well, it was anyway. continue.
Saw Lydio last week when we went
how's he
to. We
looking?
have our meetings. We actually have our staff meetings at Lydio Cameras.
We do.
How's he looking, the big fella?
Strong.
Looks very strong. He was talking on the phone, and I think he was organising a dojo session for a little
With you, or
for a
just
little,
so-
for a little spa sesh to get ready for our fight. No, he's looking very trim. They're actually looking for
Damo just caught that bug that's been flying around, by the way.
Oh, well
just
done,
went like this
Damo.
Mr. Miyagi style. Speaking of Lydia,
Hey,
just went whack.
Shout out Damo.
Yeah, shout
I'm pretty sure, and I may be speaking out of turn here. They're looking for someone to take over a restaurant downstairs at Leadville Cameras.
Yeah, you might be speaking out of turn, but if you're not and you want to run a restaurant,
Yeah.
hit up Leadville Cameras.
Tell them Scully sent you.
Yeah, tell us, go.
Get $10 off.
I'm here to open a restaurant. Scully sent me. All right, let's read some emails. Legends, Todd here. Hi, Todd. Can we get a shout out for the Perth Steel?
Hang on a minute. Did Todd say legends? Hey, Todd. Hey,
No, I'm
That's
saying.
it,
I'm
it's
saying.
improv.
Hey,
I like it. I like the energy.
improv, yeah.
Improving.
I like it.
Can we get a shout out for the Perth Steel?
Shout out.
They are the WA men's and women's volleyball teams who have only gone and bloody done it. Both won gold this weekend in the Australian Volleyball Super League. The women up first beat the Queensland Pirates, who they lost last year in the gold medal match to.
Sucked in Queenslanders.
And the men up second, winning their first ever gold medal, beating Adelaide Storm.
Bloody
Wow.
shout out to the
Shout out to the
Steelers
Steel.
or
Steel.
Nah,
Steel?
just the Steel,
Just a
mate.
steal.
Oh,
Well done, that's
the West
huge.
Australian
He actually
Steel.
asks, can I get an oh shit yeah?
Oh, shit, yeah, you can.
Oh, shit.
Up
Oh,
the Steel.
shit, yeah.
Both men and women. Hey, we don't discriminate here. Go the Steel. Gold's gold, baby, no matter how you look at it.
That's what we do like to say. We don't discriminate.
We don't discriminate, and gold is gold no matter how you look at it.
Great.
Unless you're obviously in the dark, in which case it looks like nothing because you can't see. And we move on.
Yes, like my
What
dog
colour's the
sees.
Sandover? Sorry.
It's gold, mate.
Sorry
Yeah,
to
it's
cut your
gold.
dog off.
It's gold.
No, he's fine. He's blind.
Yours is gold?
Yeah, it's gold. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's actual gold.
Is it
Can you
heavy
bring?
or is
Can you bring it in next week?
Bring it
I'll
in.
bring it in next week. Yeah.
Thank
I'll
I
tell you
just
what I'll do.
assume you're wearing it
No,
everywhere.
so I have got at the moment. Mine isn't engraved. So Ian Sandover, the guy who presents and the great, I think he's the great grandson of
Yep.
the original Sandover, and it's
Looks like an inventor.
yeah, it does. He looks a little bit like an inventor.
So it's not engraved.
There you go. So he doesn't like to know who wins. Obviously, they know who wins. He doesn't like to know. Love it. Purist. Just gives the medal with nothing on the back, and then we catch up. I'll catch up with him in the next week or so. And
Why don't they just hold on to the
I
medal
was
until
gonna
he
say-
gives it?
I think we just show the respect to the Sandover family because
No,
I have
he's a
many,
legend.
many questions
No,
about
he
that.
actually is a legend.
Maybe just done.
Very
I
good
don't know.
fella.
Very
Maybe-
good,
maybe
very
just-
good fella.
maybe
anyway,
just let it
I
flow.
will get mine in, and when I get
Plenty
the
of
one with the
solutions.
engravings, when I get the one with the
Like, don't look at the medal. Put it in an envelope. Get someone else to give it
Tape on
to you.
it.
There's no
Yeah,
reason
no,
to
no.
look at the.
I don't know, but when I get the one with the engraving on it, I'll bring it in.
Just creates so
Sorry.
much more
Sorry,
hassle.
great respect to the Sandover family.
What is it? Just
Yeah, I don't know.
oh,
It's a great question. I'll ask him.
Like, you ask him.
I'll ask him.
If
but-
there's got to be a better reason.
Can we
Sorry.
also recreate
Gotcha.
the Fifey pick with you with
That'd
the
be great.
Sandover?
That'd be great.
Because that'd be good content.
With me wearing it.
This is from.
yeah, you can wear it. I'm not wearing
I'll
it.
do it.
I'm fat as a house at the moment.
Can I wear it?
Read the question.
This is from Wayne Stewart. The same guy.
Okay, that's
You've
Wayne.
got it. I like,
Wayne Stewart.
I like this version
Hey guys,
of Dan, by the way. You're up and
I'm
about.
new to all this. He's the number 2, by the way. I'm new to all this, but I have something different to throw out there in finals time. If someone does a suspension,
Got it.
Dan's pissed. He's had 2
That's
beers.
a half a beer.
okay, here we go. If someone does a suspension act, give them a choice. Take the suspension there and then, or continue playing final series, but the cost is double the suspension next season.
Right.
So
Just
Don't-
going king.
don't get
someone in the
suspended in the
first.
So this is just finals and grand finals. So grand final is double suspension anyway. But he's just
Is
talking
right,
about finals.
really?
Yeah, if you get
this just
suspended
says in
grand
finals
double.
time.
So finals time, you get to either take it or you go double or nothing. Is that right?
Well, no, you go not
no,
nothing,
double.
just double.
Yeah.
I think I'll take the nothing.
No, but they are. They are taking the nothing. Because they're going, don't suspend me now. I'll like to play the rest of finals, please.
Yeah, of course, of course.
it's double
of
or
course.
nothing.
Well, no.
Not so
'cause
funny
you-
now, is it?
No, because you
That's
get the
funny.
double. Double and nothing.
Yes.
Be
Thank you.
it
Yeah,
not
very
or
good.
nothing, because I'll just...
Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you, Wayne.
This one's from Zach Friend.
Friendy.
Can someone stop moving the doc around because I'm struggling to read? Hi, mere mortals and the 2023 Sandover medalist. I love your work and everything BackChat Studios are doing right now. What are your thoughts on the AFL/state leagues implementing a loan system similar to in football/soccer in Europe? For example, Brody Grundy, he's on a long-term deal at Melbourne, and so far this year it hasn't worked out as they would have liked with Gawn and Grundy's deals
correct.
both running beyond when Gawn is likely to retire.
Loan him to West Coast.
With the loan system, instead of Melbourne having to permanently lose Grundy via trade, they could loan him out to another team for a season or two. Grundy wins, he can go play at AFL rather than being in the VFL.
Yes.
Number 2, the club takes him on loan wins. because they get a good player. The club that takes him on loan wins because they get a good player in return. And Melbourne wins as they keep Grundy long term and have somebody else to pay his wages. I don't have to keep reading all this.
Well, Collingwood would have actually loaned him, to be
That's
honest.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why we don't do that.
It's a great question.
Why would we not do that? What's the reason?
total
for that?
player
With the loan
payments?
system, do they get to...
Yeah, maybe TPP.
TPP would be hard, yeah.
Do they could work around that. Do
Well,
they,
it just means like
in the soccer, do they get to say, hey, I'm not really playing, could you
yes,
call
request
Newcastle?
loans. Yes,
Oh, right.
yep. That's exactly what happens actually.
Right, okay.
Yeah,
The TPP would just be...
or like injured players sometimes coming back from injury. Like I remember Jack Wilshere at Arsenal had like 3 years injured, and the first year back they went and loaned him to like a lower grade EPL.
Yeah,
side.
right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah.
We should do that. Great
Zach,
idea. Who was that?
Zach.
Yeah, you're on the
Well
money,
done.
Zach. Can't change it.
From Janie. Hi, boys. I'm sure every other footy enough out there was following the Maynard tribunal and media fallout afterwards pretty
Oh, we'll
closely.
follow it.
I tend to agree with
So,
your take on Twitter, Scully, that how we feel about it comes down to whether you like Collingwood or not.
Oh,
My question
you
is
got no
how...
integrity. You ever wrote this?
Yeah, okay, Nathan.
Blah blah blah.
My question is, how do you handle the back and forth or little tit for tat with prominent footballers or media personalities that you likely have a bit of a relationship with or could have worked with sometime, or that you could work with sometime in your future? I'm referring in this instance to Nathan Buckley's reply about getting some integrity,
Yes.
which I personally don't think is a relevant retort to your original statement,
it's not.
even as a Buckley fan. Thanks, team. Love you, Hammer.
Thank you.
From Janie.
Janie, I'll tell you what I was
Good,
just...
great email. Hello at BackChatPodcast.com.au.
email.
Keep sending them in.
I did an interview on, I think it was Sports Day,
Of course
Sports
you
Day,
did.
with
Seriously.
Kane Corns and Jared Healy.
Of course
about
you
this.
did.
Good morning.
I mean, Kane is divisive and explosive, and I reckon he's great for football. But he was so tame with me and so respectful of the fact that it was my brother getting hurt.
Was he?
He was lovely. Like, mate.
Yeah, it's a show.
I know it's a show. I was thinking he was going to go, you're a fucking idiot, Amy. You're wrong. But he was like, hey, I understand that it's your brother, but how do you think about people who differ from your opinion like me? And I was like, oh, Kane, you're being so respectful here. I was hoping you'd explode at me.
So like,
I reckon Kane
great
is
fella.
excellent at his, like,
Oh, mate, he's
big fan of what
sensational.
Kane does. People shit on him, hate him, whatever.
I-
I think he's very good.
I think he's great.
He's
high
great.
level respect.
But he also is, I think he's also a very respectful person when he's
Well,
talking
yeah,
to you.
that's
like,
what
person
he
to
was
person,
like.
he'll
Yeah,
do that.
I was on the phone to him and I was like, God, I was ready for you to blow up at me.
A couple of things on this. You either get the social media landscape or you don't.
Yeah, correct.
Jared Waitley doesn't get it. Right?
Jared doesn't get it.
And that's
Please-
fine. He
Please
doesn't- he
stop
doesn't really
quoting me.
Kane Corns gets it. Kane Corns, halfway
Yeah.
through the second quarter, tweets and Instagrams a photo of himself looking off into the distance.
Yeah, like a stun mullet.
Yeah, it's like a stun mullet
Oh.
going, like,
Yeah.
pain. Full
Fucking
stop.
hilarious.
Like, you get it. He's taking the piss out of himself. He knows he's heavy Port Adelaide. He knows he bangs on about him. He knows the heat's coming. He goes whack straight at it.
Yeah, he was good.
And the question, to answer the question, how you deal with it, have a laugh. It's all good. I don't understand why integrity or anything of that nature comes into it. You can have banter with people and still get along with people. You can actually go head to head with people. And I don't understand why it needs to get personal. That's it's look at that. It's amazing. It's
Great
amazing.
thing.
I retweeted this. So that's the best content all night. Great. The way you handle it, don't take things personally. Seriously, I can have a laugh.
When you see these people in the flesh, it's completely different. So, whatever.
But no, I'm not like big noting myself, but like there's a good chance that Nathan and I will work on a Fox Footy coverage one time. It's going to be awkward for him, not me.
Let's just go and have a birthday party with 500 meatballs and we'll be fine.
I think it was 700 actually.
Yeah, however many it is. It'll be great.
Last one here. Hello at backchatpodcast.com.au. Send in your emails if they're good. We'll read it. Thanks to Leadville Cameras, of course. Hey, lads, and the Sandover Medalist. I was at the last BackChat Live. Very good night. Cheers, lads. And I briefly spoke to Scully about this after.
She's forgotten.
But seeing the next BackChat Live is Brownlow night, why not turn it into a bit of a Brownlow-themed event? Maybe play some drinking games based around guests getting votes, Hamish's brothers getting votes, etc. And
Yes.
just have a fun night with it. Anyway,
Yes.
don't want to take away from what you boys are doing.
Nah.
Only
Yeah.
just a suggestion.
There it
Hope
is.
to see you fellas soon.
Who's this from?
I think it's Matthew Polak.
In fact,
Maddie.
Maddie, we've stolen it from you, so no, I need to apologise.
Maddie.
Apologise.
Thank you very much. We should thank you, Matt. And you'll get a free beer if you rock up on Monday.
I was going to say, you know how to thank us, everybody. Come down to the paddo in tuxedos on Monday, and don't think we're not going to be wearing them. I'll be wearing them.
I'll be there.
One last thing before we get to fines,
Wow.
which shout out to you jumping on Instagram before. To be honest, we didn't have any. We didn't have a single fine.
Did you get the new ones, Nick? Have you seen all the new ones come in? Okay, of course you have.
Great.
You're a gun
We
producer.
got 5 of them now. We had 0 a minute ago.
Yeah.
Someone
came and got
live
someone
from the
did that, yeah.
Sandover. Very good.
See if you can find
Someone
that.
came
Nick. If you
to me
can
and
find it,
said-
I can play it through the microphone.
Before we do that first one,
So it would have been Monday night.
A lady came to
last
me and
Monday.
said, "I've done. Yep, I'm going to go do a fine live." Yep.
okay, hopefully that's in there. Shawn Porter is on the podcast tomorrow.
Shawn Porter, you're not going to know that name.
Showtime.
Porterhouse. Look at the
Showtime.
wax build up on these.
Shawn Porter.
Showtime, Shawn Porter.
Our guest interview tomorrow that comes out on BackChat. He is a legend.
I'll tell you who he is.
Okay, go on.
He's the Grand Hackett to Kieran Perkins. Sorry, he's the Grand Hackett to Ann Thorpe.
Right.
What about Adam?
Floyd Mayweather. Who's Adam?
Adam Thorpe,
Yes, sorry.
Dan's best friend, who he went to a sleepover with that one time.
Well done. Ian Thorpe, greatest of all time.
Yep.
Grant Hackett, complete legend and gun.
Yep.
World record holder.
Yep.
Like freak. But everyone knows
Everyone
Floyd
remembers Thorpe.
Yeah.
Of course.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yep.
Shawn Porter.
Yeah.
He's a gun.
Inspirational.
I would say respectful.
Yes.
Insightful. He's a boxer, if you haven't figured it out.
Yeah, I got it.
He's one of
World
the better
champion.
chats. We're actually holding it because we thought we were going to have to play it during somewhere else. You know what? We can hold it no longer.
Yeah, it's that good. And he's got a very good accent. He's got a very nice tone.
Yeah.
He's got a very nice way of speaking. It's just
Legend.
it's just an absolute legend. So
We
that
had
comes
no
out
expectation
tomorrow.
coming into it. And
Yeah.
it's high level.
Wow,
Because
okay.
we do a fair bit of research on guests that come through.
Yep.
We put some notes together.
So
I don't think you
know.
even
It's
looked
like-
at them
I
once.
was like, I don't know what's going to go on here.
Yeah.
Not high level confidence. and
Legend.
he was
Please
very,
listen
very
to
good.
it. Don't think I don't know anything about boxing. It doesn't matter. The guy's a legend. Damo, give us our first fine. Thanks, mate.
Hey boys, and Stinky Bum. $2 fine to Luke Shuey for skipping me at the last training session. I tried to get a photo with him,
Oh, no.
but he must have thought I was with this other lady who I was taking a photo for. So when I went to get mine, he just kept walking. And then when I tried to get my chance a bit further down the line at the training session, he skipped me again. So thanks, Luke. Hurt my feelings a little bit there, but I appreciate that I eventually got the photo. And then $2 fine to myself, because
Fair enough.
I got really nervous when I met Shannon Hearn. I, for some reason, turned into a fangirl. I've never done that before over a footy player, but then
That
I met
happens.
Daddy Hearn. Everything just changed.
That
So,
happens, mate.
yeah, $2 to me.
No, that happens.
That does happen,
certainly
especially in front of
happens with
Bunga.
Yeah.
Bunga's just got this, real manly
Aura?
about him.
He
Yeah,
has an aura, and he
It's
would have
aura.
seen it all, so
It's
don't
aura.
worry.
Yeah, don't worry.
Great.
Ladies, gentlemen, distinguished guests, and Dan, it's Finn here. Finn Goering me ass. Just kidding, it's obviously Hammer. Just like to find everybody that disagreed with me about the Collingwood stance 50 cents, which should equate to a fuckload of cash for charity, so you can't knock me on that. He's free to play, and no one appealed it, so turns out I was right. Go and fuck yourselves, fellas.
Finger me.
Finn, you're in me ass.
That's great.
Yeah.
You figured out
Was
how
that
to
live
make a
from the
fine as
Sandover?
well.
No, that was when you put out the thing saying we don't have any fines. I thought, oh, well, I got one.
That's very
great.
good.
Thank you.
Backchatpodcast.com.au/fines.
Yep.
Hit record, send them
Yes.
It's so easy.
G'day, legends. It's, the guy that just did the last one, Mike Rochburns. So, $2 fine for me for fucking missing or forgetting to fucking say my name. Anyway, cheers, boys.
It's okay,
Great.
because it's going to be even funny when we play
Doesn't
the first
matter.
part of it.
Got a fine this week for you, fellas.
Yep.
Inverloch Conway Football Club beat Phillip Island.
Yep.
Bulldogs Football Club in the West Gippsland Football Netball League over the past weekend.
Bloody beautiful.
And in the winning rooms, the Inverloch rooms that night, all 4 on-ground umpires, 3 on-ground umpires, in the rooms, Inverloch winning rooms, drinking from the victorious Premiership Cup. So that's a fine for the refs.
Wow, that's a bloody good fine.
Yikes.
Wow.
Double it.
I would say, one, sickening behaviour being in the rooms.
Shocking.
Although we love umpires.
We
and a lot
do.
of respect
We
for
obviously
umpires.
do, but like,
Go drink in your own rooms. Number 2, can't be drinking from the cup.
No way.
You can't be drinking from the cup.
favoritism if I've ever seen it.
Borderline treachery.
Almost.
Players only, right? Drinking out of cups.
Yeah, and touching.
Yeah.
Coaches?
Coaches. Oh, the head. I think coaches can touch the
Head
cup.
coach, of course.
I never.
What, you
I
know-
never
no head
touched.
coach?
I never touched the 2018 cup.
No, why would you?
'Cause I didn't play
Yeah,
it.
correct.
Yep, I reckon I got a $2 fine for Scully over there for not mentioning
Thank
the Dacos brothers for a whole week. I think that's pretty well done there, mate. $2 fine, well done. How you going, Const, by the way? And big ups Hammer swings, eh?
Hey, my man,
Yeah,
Hammer
Thank you.
swings.
Did
Someone
he
else
just drop a C-bomb on the way out there? Or
I
I think it was Const.
yeah, might
Yeah.
have said Const. Close enough.
That's a very good point. Geez, Josh will be happy this week with Nick coming back into the side.
Oh,
Won't
won't
Tell
he?
you what, he'll just go up a level. He'll
be
do that. The Dacos brothers, we might interview them before the game. We might get their warm up. We might get their roll in. We might get them post game.
We're going to get Dad driving him to the game. We're going to get their pre-game spaghetti.
I guarantee pre-final
Hey.
there is like a carpool karaoke with Peter, Nick, and Josh.
Hey, mate, you can't. This is brotherly love, mate. You should.
Well,
be having a go
I'm
at
all
me
for
here.
it. I got nothing wrong with it. I'm saying it's great content. Anyway, love my brother. Hope he's doing well.
Oh, that's all the fine. That's all the fines. Oh, bonus fine. Okay, well, where is it?
Okay.
Okay. Oh, listen.
G'day, lads. This is Michelle here, live from the Sandover Medal.
Wow.
Just had a photo with the lovely Hamish Brayshaw. Thank you so much, Hamish, for indulging me before he gets busy and before he wins, I'm sure, this evening. Just want to send a fine out to the very deserving winner of the WAFC Sunday Times Rio Tinto Volunteer of the Year Award,
Yes.
Mark Delane from the Southwest. He can chip in $5 out of his $4,000 that I didn't win as another Volunteer of the Year. In fact, Hamish says to double it. Oh, shit, yeah. Loving it, boys. Bye.
Michelle, that's the best fine of the year. She's called the winner. She's doubled her fine. She's pissed off she didn't get the $4,000.
Fucking
There's
humor.
a bit of venom in the voice. I
Yeah,
love it.
lots of
That's
venom.
great.
I was actually unaware that I knew she came up to me.
It
and
sounded
I was
like you were right there.
No, I was not. She came up to me and
sounded like
took a
you were
photo
giving
and
up.
said, I lost the Volunteer of the Year. But she goes, bugger it, I'm going to go make a fine. And I said,
Great.
She's giving it, oh, shit, yeah.
Well done, Michelle.
Respect. Go and buy yourself a shirt, Michelle.
Thank you.
BackChatPodcast.com.au/fines. Please send them in. We only had
You may as well.
0 until you got on social media, so please send them in.
Thank you.
Are we done and dusted?
Yeah, we're done and dusted.
Thank you for getting me through that, boys. We spoke about it on the Shelter Footy Cast off the top, and I wanted to just finish off the podcast. I didn't want to bring the mood down too much, but lost my elder brother Jace to cancer yesterday. It was Sunday. He's had a pretty long and hard battle with leukemia. Started about 18 months ago, and I know the support he sort of received from this podcast, the work he did with team Long Live Jace Nelson. I'm going to read it because it feels actually quite relevant to read as I speak about it. I got a message from Ian today on Twitter, and so we rolled out the Long Live team Long Live Jace Nelson. So he was driving blood donations. He ticked over 1,000 donations 2 days before he passed away, and
That's huge.
and he knew about it as well.
Massive.
So it's fucking amazing. So Ian messaged me this today, which I thought was pretty incredible. So he's down in Rockingham. He says, "Hi Will, so sorry to hear of the passing of Jace. It was back in September 22, listening to BackChat about your brother and the chance to do something by donating plasma. So I got off the couch and started that journey. I'm up to 18 donations now, and it always filled me with great pride to see Team Long Live Jace Nelson on the leaderboard down here in Rockingham. Was hoping you could put it out to the BackChat community to see if we could all continue donations to a person/team in similar circumstances to Jace." Now, number one, that's fucking amazing, man.
Well done.
Let me tell you the lifeblood teams that are in the leaderboard down at Rockingham: Woodside Energy, Fortescue Metals, Water Corporation, University of Western Australia, Bunnings Warehouse, West Track, Edith Cowan University, Team Long Live Jace Nelson. So we're
going up
talking-
against the big hitters.
Like
Jace going up against the heavy hitters.
I love that from Ian. Clearly been quite an emotional. I was back home all last week. Jace was a massive fan of this podcast, of everything I've sort of done in media and sport. But I spoke about it both on socials about how proud I am to be, his brother, and it's been really difficult for the family. So stuff like this, I did just want to jump on and talk about it because as difficult as it's been, podcasts and talking and having a laugh is really important too. And like your statement of shithouse not fatal, Hammer, comes to mind, and everyone around our family is feeling absolutely shithouse, but it's not the end of the line. So we'll be celebrating Jace's life in a couple of weeks around the grand final. He would absolutely fucking love that. Going to do a celebration of his life on the Monday post grand final in Geelong, and it's not really. I won't get too emotional or anything like that, but just wanted to let everyone know. Thank you for all the support that I've had on social media, and anyone else who's reached out. Family feels it, and thank you very much. I'll probably see you next week.
Well done.
Well done. Thank you. Well done.
Dunzo. Well,
do we need to say thank you to our sponsors?
Well, probably.
Yeah, let's say we'll just do a quick shout out to our sponsors: Whipstabber Whiskey, Borough Roasting Co., BlueBet, Shelter Brewing Co., Leadable Cameras, Swimply, and Fleet Network, of course, powering the podcast for 2023. Frank and Garrett, the boys there.
Overtake yourself, at least.
Go get one. Patrons, stick around. Let's have one last little chat. Hello at backchatpodcast.com.au. Send in some finds.
Bye.